you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and in your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Good morning. What's up, everybody? Happy Thirsty Thursday. What up, Charlie? I hope everybody got their coffee. What's up, Linda B? Hey, Big Red Slaps. I got my coffee right here, nice and hot. Oh, it's a lot going on, y'all. A lot going on. I think Charlie got herself on mute. But Big Red said, hey, Charlie, what's up? How is y'all doing? Are you ready for the weekend? I have a feeling it's going to be a hot weekend, y'all, for the beef sector. Yes. What's up, Nessa? How you doing?
Child, that whole time I was talking and didn't realize the mute was on my microphone, not on my computer.
Oh, because that's why I said you probably on mute yourself, because I know I didn't have you on mute. So
Good morning, beautiful people.
Good morning, you guys. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great morning. What up, Madison? What's up? Woo, Charlie. Have you been able to keep up with stuff?
I've been trying, child. There's a lot going on. I watched part of Nessa's live last night. I watched part of Bree this morning. I watched, a little bit of everything yesterday. Miss Ronnie, I've been trying to keep up, child. Trying.
Well, Reed went live this morning. I was watching Ness, and then I was watching. Oh God, I was like, had like, you know how you say you got 2-3 people going at the same time.
Child. That's the way I was yesterday afternoon. I had 4 tabs open at the same time. I swear.
Yeah, because Ness had scheduled her live, and then she had like rescheduled it, I think once or twice or something. So I was like, dang, is Ness going live or not? Because it was this big thing about, she was supposed to announce who's not going on the trip anymore. And then, so everybody was waiting on Ness, and she kept getting delayed. And then I was like, well, damn, K-Fit is supposed to go live. So I was like, well, let me run over here and watch K-Fit. Then Ness came live like an hour later. I was like, oh, shit. Then we found out that it did have something to do with Cam.
Yeah, Cam talked too much.
I had no idea that Cam was going on that trip. Did you?
Well, I did because, but here's the thing. Cam already was headed to Vegas. It had nothing to do with them per se. Like, he didn't plan, like, he just, he goes to Vegas quite often. Cam goes on, he just came back from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? So he travels a lot.
And that's what I heard Ness say. She said, well, he always go to Vegas around this time of the year anyway.
Yeah. And so because he was already headed that way, they asked him about it and stuff. They said, well, you could come on the party bus and all this other stuff. And he's like, cool, I do not believe Cam was trying to set anybody up for anything crazy. Because why would he do that?
Well, I know I was listening to Ness, and she was like, everybody is talking about, she told him he couldn't come because people thinking he gonna mess up the trip. And she did say, I don't think he was going to like sabotage the trip per se, but she said because he messed with people that she doesn't trust or mess with people she don't trust, that's why she did that. But isn't that saying like the same thing?
Pretty much, but I'm gonna say this, it was because of a rumor. It was because of an entire rumor on these streets that these people were stating that Cam was going to bring them with him and they were going to fight in Vegas.
Right.
And I'm
like,
Cam,
so that's kind of like the same thing with JW and Chatrep, right? It was like not a mole, but a troll had basically said in his chat that she was going to be down there doing something crazy or something, remember? And
Yeah.
everybody was like, but why you going to take the word of a troll? You know what I'm saying? So it was like the whole time, everybody was like, oh, Jay Wilson, he's going down there to support, to be there for Chat Rep, so she won't be alone and she can hang with them and whatnot. And then this troll changed the whole situation. So I don't think Chat Rep is going to do anything crazy down there either. But as far as Cam, I mean, I don't really know him that much. But I mean, who the hell would he be trying to be fighting down there?
Well,
Like,
I've known
why?
Cam for a while now and know him on a more, like, I call him Big Bro Cam. Like, we took the VS3 class together. I don't know if you know that. You know how
No, I
VS3 having
didn't.
them classes? Yeah. So I got to know him on a more personal level, if that makes sense, because those classes were like 5, 6 people at a time, So I got to know him, Mama Global, you know what I'm saying, on a more personal level. And I'm going to tell you this, that man is not trying to risk his freedom for somebody else. He has, like, Cam owns his own home and travels all the time. He has money. Why would he do that?
Well, it don't make sense to me because remember that time when old boy drove down there to fight him? And
Yeah.
he didn't even fight him. Like, we hear him on a whole phone call calling the police. So why would he go all the way to Vegas to fight? I don't know. That just sounds strange. And yes, it was a rumor. Hey, meow meow. These rumors. What's up, friend? What up, member? How you doing? What's up, Robin? Miss LA. Good morning. Beautiful. How you doing? I'm so glad you guys had a wonderful, wonderful meet and greet or crewcation, Miss LA. And thank you for joining us on the panel the other day. That was really fun. But anytime, babe, anytime. So now let's move on along. I want to discuss something real quick and then we can move to something else, Charlie. But before I forget this, now I had made a community wall post the other day, right? And it was in regards to these redirects. And I'm sure you're familiar with those, right? Everybody
Yep.
by now.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been a lot of people complaining about the redirects, and I understand why. And so I had made a post yesterday. It said, I absolutely understand why some people hate the redirects because a lot of people hate to be redirected to somebody else's channel that they don't support. Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people agree with what I said. And, people have been voicing their opinions about this. And so I have made the decision to not redirect to anyone. And that's like no shade on people I support. If nobody redirects to me, that's fine. I get it because like I was listening to Shelly the other day. I don't know if you watch Shells, but I was listening to Shelly the other day and she was saying how she was watching Bree and somebody else, another person. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Ness. I can't remember. But she said she was watching 2 different people at 2 different times. And when they video ended, whose video they fell right into, right? The person who's always asking for the redirects,
Paying for him.
right, paying for them or whatnot. And so people are like upset because a lot of people over here don't like him. A lot of people don't support him. And that happened to me. I don't know how many times I'm looking at my phone. All of a sudden I hear his damn voice in my ear.
And you're like, what the hell? I didn't come over here.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't support this man. This man just cussed me smack the fuck out over some dumb shit like a month or so ago. And even though to me, it's like, I ain't got no beef. But no, I think he's totally disrespectful. And, he's allowed to be disrespectful. And to certain people over here, mainly the women. And I don't like it. And so I don't want to click or view or nothing on that channel. Now,
Yeah.
other people are saying, well, all you have to do is not stay. But that's what Shelly was saying. If you leave somebody's chat, then you're hurting the person you are supporting, right?
I've had to leave chats right before the end of them because of the redirect. I knew it was coming. So when I heard them say bye, girl, I clicked off so fast. But if let's say you're walking around your house, right? And
Right.
you're listening, you don't have necessarily time to go over there and click off before they end. You know what I'm saying? And it automatically throws you in that chat, and that's a person that you do not support or do not like. And then you're like, oh, let me try to get over here. And you're rushing. Let's say, what if you were in the middle of mopping the floor? Your hands wet. You can't touch nothing. And then you have to let it there and give them a click and a view. And when you actually, I don't know if you know this, but if you watch a channel enough and then it starts giving you like all their videos as recommended, and you can absolutely get gifted a membership and you don't even really like support them like that. You get what I'm saying? Like all these things can happen just from you accidentally giving them a click and a view.
And then, like Shelly said, if you try to leave, like let's say you live and I get there late. So once you're done, I'm trying to rewind to the beginning and red ball back. And with that redirect, it keeps redirecting you to that other video because that link is no longer there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The link that you clicked on to watch, which would have been you if I'm watching you, it's no longer there. It's already redirected to a whole nother link. So every time you try to click on your video or rewind it, it's going to go to that other person. So that's why I said I understand. I definitely understand, you know, why some people hate the redirects. I don't understand it. YouTube is doing a lot of things that I think benefits them, not us. Like, have you noticed, has anybody noticed that there is no longer a countdown on the ad? Have y'all noticed that?
I haven't really paid attention to that. Maybe it's because I just watch the ad and skip it or whatever. And some of them don't have skips nowadays, but
there's no longer a countdown. You know, remember it used to go 5, 4, 3, 2, you know, and then they'll say skip.
Yeah.
There's no longer a countdown. So it's weird. It's like you'll get usually a full video, then they'll go to the next video, and you literally got to mentally count down in your head. Because if you're not paying attention, you won't even look for the skip. And YouTube is making it harder. Like I noticed over the past like year, YouTube has made it harder to even see the skip. They put like all these graphics and all these, it's like they're covering the skip kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'll tell you where they got the redirect from, where they stole that idea from.
Where?
Twitch.
Oh.
Twitch has it to where you can raid someone else's chat when you're getting ready to, you know, end.
That's what my son was telling me about. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my YouTube nephew know. He be knowing.
Yeah, because he was telling me about that because one day I had told him about how they got redirects right now. And he was like, because he had told me before, he's like, why don't you get on Twitch? I said, listen, I'm good over here. Just I ain't trying to be everywhere. I'm like, I'm good over here. And he was like, yeah, but people can raid your chats and all that. Maybe some people don't want people raising their chat. Like, I get it because see, the thing about it is when you redirect, if there's somebody who don't like that person, like really don't like that person, then they just end up in their chat. That leads to people talking shit in your chat because I didn't seen it. Like, how the hell I get here? I'm leaving. You know, shit like that. Or I got here from such and such. Or, you know, stuff like that. So I get it. So I'm just not going to do it.
Well, see,
what I'll do is I'd rather drop a link in the chat and say, click that link if you want to go to the next person's video. That's what I'd rather do. Like old school.
That's the way we've been doing it. We've been doing redirects before they had to redirect. What you talking about? We'd say, who's going live next? Let me go catch their link, you know, and share it in the chat and go, everybody go over there, everybody go over there. And it would end. And that's the way we used to do it back in the day. But yeah, they're trying to, because there are some really great things that Twitch does have. And I will say, I don't know what the difference is in pay rate, but I've heard that Twitch partners be making good money, Chad.
Yeah, I heard that from my son too. And good morning, Corio.
Good morning.
Yeah,
good morning, my
beauty. That Twitch, you can raid and all that kind of shit, but that's mainly like I think a gamer's thing. I think, right?
Well, I mean, it is more geared towards gamers, but they do have people who do like news and different stuff like that. But it is more towards gamers. But I mean, they do have different things on there.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. I still rather stay over here on YouTube. I'm just, you know how it is trying to learn everything all over
Thing.
again.
Yeah, and it is different. When it comes to the way the streams are usually set up, it's different. The way the chat boxes are is a little different. But they also have something over there that they don't have over here. You only see it in a few people's chat who know how to run OBS. Um, they have the bots over there
Oh
that'll
yeah, I do
automatically
have to run
drop your
OBS.
links.
Hmm.
They'll automatically drop your links like to your social medias. You can set it up to automatically say hey to people when they drop in chats. All different kind of things. Now I've seen Big Man with them, and I've seen a few other people with Nightbot and stuff on their YouTube.
Yeah, I
Which,
used to use Nightbot when I first started because I used to use OBS. Because remember when they stopped doing Google Hangout?
yep,
And
I
that's when
remember.
people started getting into OBS. And that is a nightmare sometimes though when you're trying to learn it. You gotta watch all these videos on YouTube and but yeah, I had learned how to put my chat on the screen and I had learned how to bot, drop my link or either spam people, kick people out if they said certain words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nightbot's actually I know how to work Nightbot. It's not
Hmm.
as hard as you would think. But I noticed that I've seen it over here, and I was like, because I took that little time off. You know what I'm saying? And I started looking. I was like, well, look at this, and I started noticing like more Twitch things over here. You get what I'm saying? Like more things that you would associate with that site. Because I've been on a couple of streaming sites. One called You Now, and another called Live Me. I've been on a bunch of them. What you talking about? I'm all over the world, child. I'm international.
Well, how you doing this morning, Corio?
I'm doing good. A little tired this morning. I don't know. I tossed and turned, and you
That's
know,
because they draining the fuck out of us. These
un-
damn content creators.
it's been
Yeah.
it's been kind of well. I don't know if it's been exciting for me personally, but it's been a
Mhm.
lot of long videos.
A lot of long videos that I can't watch everybody's
I
long
miss
videos.
Lemons too. I
Mhm.
have no idea what happened over there. I fell asleep,
I
child.
I fell asleep to him, and um, I love me some Lemon. I think he's just very nice, and I think sometimes he's too nice. I've said that before, but sometimes the lives get a little bit too wild for me, and it got a little crazy last night, and so I just kind of checked out.
Well, what happened?
Well, remember Wu had
Did the P bomb or the
right,
PUS bomb? Yeah.
right, he blocked her out of the chat and blocked her off of StreamYard. And so I guess he decided, and he said that was it, that's all, never again. So he unblocked her on StreamYard, and she came up, and it was the same argument. She doesn't feel like showing a butt is will get your channel taken down. She feels
What?
she feels like if you show your breast or other things, in the front, that'll get your channel taken down, but not butt, because she's done it before in the Mo3 sector. And
I
there's
was gonna ask you, does she normally do that?
well, she said, she's done that before, the
Mhm.
backside, and no one's channel ever got taken down. So she feels that that was not enough for him to get upset and block her and stuff. This
She's crazy then and delusional.
Yeah. So they got in a really bad argument, and Lemon, he doesn't start drinking, if he does at all, because now there's times, a majority of time he really doesn't, but he drank last night.
Oh, he was Corio. When I checked in, I'm sorry. When I checked in to him, he was slurring his ass off. I
Yeah,
didn't even look to see how many hours in he was. He was just like,
yeah, and it just him and Wu, it just got really bad, and it was just like, and then Shakim was up there, and everything Lemon said, he was saying it like a 3-year-old, and it just, it was just a lot. I checked out, but nothing besides that really happened. And Ness came up on the panel, and her and Lemon were talking about the wedding, and discussing the Vegas trip a little
this
bit.
dress.
And
I heard her talking about a dress,
yeah,
the veil.
she got some. She said she already had some white dresses. And then I think she said she ordered another one. But yeah, so it really, like I said, I kind of checked out. I went over and listened to Honest Row for about 10 minutes. And, him and, what's his name? Brian was, they were going over whatever they were. I'm lost. I don't know that storyline.
Well,
So,
I wanted to bring that up. Charlie, have you been following that storyline?
Well, I know that Brian and Ro ain't cool no more, supposedly.
Right, right. And let me holler at everybody in the chat before we proceed. What up, Rodney? Hey, Clyde. How y'all doing? What up, friend, my member? How y'all doing? Come on in, Molly. Molly said the gag is he doesn't even need the redirects. I don't know what his obsession with them is. I don't know if he needs the redirects or not. It seems like he does have people who do support him. So I guess for the more merrier in the chat. I don't know. I don't know. I see it as he knows a lot of people who don't fuck with him. And so it's kind of like, okay, they don't fuck with me, but they gonna give me a click and a view anyway, whether they know it or not. That's how I see it. But anyway, I could be wrong. Who
I
else in the
think
chat? Ben
on
Stinker.
that. The one time I was in Lemon's live and he redirected, Lemon had about 400 or 500 people in his chat. And I just wanted to see what it felt like to be in a redirect. So I hung on, and that'll be the only time I ever go to Shakim's page. And I was in there for like 2 minutes because I just wanted to see what it was like to get redirected. And even though Lemon redirected him from like 400 people, let's just say it was a ton of people. By the time the redirect happened, I think Shakim ended up having like maybe 100 people in his chat. So all the people don't go over there anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
you
Well,
know.
yeah, as soon as I realize I'm about to be redirected, and if it's to somebody I don't support, I'd leave too. But like I said, a lot of times we catch people videos late and we want to go back and red ball. And when you try to do that for like the first 5 minutes or so, it automatically keeps pushing you into that other person's video. So
Mm,
you have to, like Shelly said last night, you got to wait like 10, 15 minutes sometime to go back and watch the person's full video that you support. And sometimes you better forgot about it, start watching somebody else or went on and did something else.
mm,
So I like the redirect, but I don't like it
right.
because I like how we can be redirected right into somebody's chat who we like. But then if you don't like them, it's like, fuck. But
Right.
like I said, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm no longer redirecting. I'm just going to drop the link in the chat. If I know somebody's going live, I'm going to just be like how we've been doing it for years. Just put the link in the chat and say, click on the link if you want to go watch such and such. That way you give people a choice.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I like being given a choice. But yes, what's up, binge watcher? Binge thinker, I'm sorry, said I leave. I never hate watch. I feel you on that. Worse, what if you walked away and didn't hear it? That's exactly what Shelly was saying last night, too. Some people be away from their phones, listening, through their house, and you just automatically get dropped off into somebody else's chat. Good
Yes.
morning, Where Me, and good morning, I'm about to say Rebel Noble and Memphis T and Hood Therapy. What's up, Memphis T member? And hey, viewers of you, how you doing? Ronnie Q, Miss Coffee, Beans and Cornbread, Truth and Reason. Good morning, everybody. Come on in. Make sure you like and share the video, please, and thank you very much. But yes, go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say, it has something to do with, from what I could gather, there was a misunderstanding between Brian and what's his name, Honest Rowe. Um, it's something to do with there was a miscommunication on whether or not some Rowe was not thought that maybe Brian was hitting on him. I guess they had a friendship, and Rogue, I might be getting it backwards, but I think Rogue felt like Brian, it was turning into something more, and he wasn't interested in Brian like that.
And I don't believe it. I've been so called following along. Charlie, if you've been following along, let me know. People in the chat, of course, let us know your opinions. But okay, so we all remember when he was in the hospital and Rose started talking to him real sexual and stuff and salacious.
Wait, what?
About what?
I'm just like shocked because last night Roe was like kind of like no. But he did say, "Go ahead, girl."
Oh no, because Jay Wilson, he was in on it too last night, and Uppity, did y'all see Uppity on the panel too? And Brian was telling her to shut the fuck up, and
I had checked out by then, I think.
Yeah. So Honest Rowe, of course, he had started, telling him, recounting a story of him and some other guy, how it was too big. Y'all remember the story?
No, I don't. No.
You do? Oh.
I don't want to
Oh,
hear.
my bad. I thought you.
Corio was sick, child.
Oh, okay. Oh God, damn. Okay.
You don't have to do that. Go ahead. I don't want to hear about.
But it has something to do with. I'm not going. That's about as deep as I was about to go.
Oh, okay.
But I have to give you the backstory. I'm sorry, I thought you knew. Okay, so basically, when Brian was in the hospital in the sick and shut-in bed, after having his the blood clots and everything, so him and Rose, good friends, and Rose called, checked on him and whatnot. And I'm trying to speed through this, and he basically was telling him about a story he had with a man, like something that happened in the past, and he was saying how it was too big and the dude couldn't put it in, or it was. He started talking really salacious though, but that's the gist of it, right? Okay. So Brian, he's sitting there barely able to breathe, blood clots in his lungs and all kind of shit, right? Hooked up to all kind of machines, and his shit stands at full attention like the Empire State Building.
Oh God.
And they are friends, homies, right?
Right.
So a nurse walks in.
Oh God.
And the nurse walks in and she sees a tent. Oh, and Brian had pitched up a tent and he was embarrassed and he couldn't hide it and nothing looked right. So after that, Brian said he felt some type of way, right? And so what does he do the very next day after he leaves the hospital, after doctors tell him again not to leave the hospital because he had just literally left the ICU? You remember that part, right?
Right.
Okay, so he left the ICU, and that's when he hit Jay Wilson's panel, remember?
Vaguely.
Okay. So he hit Jay Wilson's panel and he starts because Jay Wilson, he had made a post or something, said Brian wants to speak or Brian has stuff, something. So everybody's like, what the fuck, Brian, what's going on? Whatever. So everybody over in Jay Wilson's chat, and come to find out, he wanted to tell us this story about Honest Rowe, what he said to him and how his dick got hard and he told the whole thing on Jay Wilson's panel.
What is happening? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Did I miss anything, Charlie? Is that pretty much?
Yeah, and it was stated that at the time it was like some people were with Honest Rowe. Sometimes you tell your good Judy's things and stuff, but the way that Brian said it was said was that it was like salacious and going
like, oh my God. And then even Honest Rowe said, well, maybe my voice did get a little low, because just this picture. Oh yeah, and oh my God, and I'm just trying to talk like really porno, graphic. That's how Brian was saying it happened. He said he just was like, oh yeah, it didn't fit. It wasn't nothing like. He said he just pictured everything, and he was making sounds and all this kind of shit. Right now, the reason why I think he did that for real, was because remember that day when they was all on the thing and it was Sassy, Ro, and Brian on Ro's panel, remember? And that's when Brian first found out the real reason that Ro was going to LA or why he went to LA, and then he got stood up by Shakim. Because he had no idea that Ro liked Shakim. Y'all remember that?
No, I think I was. Charlie's right. I wasn't feeling well, so I think I might have missed a lot of
Yeah,
it.
well, this happened probably. Yeah, you probably was sick during that time too. But everybody was checking on him, and Sassy was hitting Rose link, and they were, talking about, Brian and his situation, and Brian hit the panel, and he was like, "Huh? What? So you like Shakim?" And he was like, "Well, and Sassy, Sassy was putting it on. Yeah, he liked him, and he was going down there, he was gonna get the dick, and he didn't get the dick, right?" So that's when I got the inclination that he really felt some type of way about Ro. And the reason why he felt some type of way about Ro, because he just painted this picture while he was laid up in the bed of him getting it on with another guy. And Brian was aroused. And he, like Jay Wilson said last night, he started feeling some type of way and started feeling something for him deeper than a friendship. And that's what fucked Brian up in the first place. Am I pretty much on track, you guys? Come on, help me out in the chat, y'all.
That's Brian also admitted his feelings for Ro in that live.
Yep.
Yep.
Interesting. Did you pin the link?
Oh yeah, the link is pinned. Anybody, if y'all want to jump on. Hey, Big Man TV, what up? Taylor Made member, what up? Angie, how y'all doing?
I was just
in
case somebody wanted to come up, because I'm glad Brian is feeling better and he's at home, but this is a lot. Because
now Jay Wilson, from what I'm hearing the other day, Brian is saying Jay Wilson is trying to turn this on Brian. Like, a lot of people was like, why would you do that? Why would you come on here and embarrass your friend like that? Why would you tell his business like that? And he said, well, I told Honest Road that our friendship ain't the same no more, and he got me feeling some type of way, and he's going to talk about it. And he said, so he did tell him in advance that he was going to talk about it on the YouTube.
Wow.
So now it seems like as if Brian, he was first making it seem like Ro probably either wanted him, was trying to turn him on, was trying to, when then Ro said last night, oh, I just thought, we're just friends and I was just being funny and I was just trying to entertain you. I don't think it was like that at all. But now Jay Wilson, when he was on the panel last night, he was like, basically, Brian is trying to make it seem like you was thirsting for him, like you a thirst bucket for him, when Brian is the one that got feelings for you. And it's kind of weird because I think they both got feelings for each other. That's what I think.
So, based off of, before you just said that little piece, do you think that Honest Ro was trying to get, or do you think he was really just saying, telling a friend a story about?
I think he was trying to get him aroused just the way, because Brian, when he was on Olivia's panel the other day, he said, Olivia, it's not Ro is lying. He's not giving y'all the complete picture of what happened. And he was like, on top of that, he was like, I got all kind of text messages and shit. And he said, I could do an expose, or I could, because he got text messages about Shakim too. I guess things that Roden told him about Shakim. And then Olivia was like, well, tell us, what's the tea? And he said, all I can say is doing the butt. Sexy. And Olivia was like, huh, what? And she said, hold up, I know you a top. So what is you trying to say about Shakim? And he was like, all I'm going to say is doing the butt. And I was like, oh.
But wait, so, okay, okay. I'm going to go on mute.
People been saying that Shakim, I ain't said it, but people been saying that he likes, same than the Lugan,
He's insinuating that he like it in the booty.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So the thing is now, yes, friend, he was being a tease. He was absolutely being a tease. And Grace Blood, what up, Grace said, Rose switching up on Brian for Shakima. Oh, oh my gosh. You know
That
what?
that kind of sounds like what happened.
Yeah. Who? But when Brian found out that because
The sad part, though, is if y'all think about it, if Shakim is straight as he claims and he's playing Ro, right? You know, I'm doing air quotes like y'all can see me.
yeah,
Then he would have way more of a chance with Brian than he ever would with Shakim, and Shakim's just using him and gonna throw him away. That's sad that you played yourself out of a possible actual maybe relationship than something that's fake.
But see, these text messages. See, last night Brian was saying with Jay Wilson and them on Rose panel, he said, I wouldn't expose anything. I wouldn't, this supposed to be my friend or whatever. I wouldn't reveal any text messages. But he was insinuating on Olivia's panel that Ro got tea on Shakim. And that he'd be talking about it with him.
Ooh, chat. I hope he drop all the tea on Shakim.
But yeah, it was a big to do. Y'all go watch Ro last night. He had Uppity on there, Pastor Wilson on there, Brian, of course, on there. Brian and Jay Wilson, they was going back and forth tough because Jay Wilson was in defense of Ro. He trying to make you seem like you all desperate and you thirst bucket and wooty woo 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 when he's the one that's thirst bucketing over you. I'm just saying some shit to make it, put it in perspective. I don't remember the exact words, but basically that was the gist of it. And so, yeah. And Brian was like, and what if I do have feelings for him? What if I do got feelings for him?
Which I can see his point. And it's obviously not going anywhere. So what if I did? There's no shame in being I'm trying to understand what the shame is of being attracted to someone and liking them. Especially,
I don't know. It's no shame, yeah.
Especially when you've gotten teased.
And it's no shame. And see, that's the thing. Like,
yeah.
Okay, if it was the opposite sex and your homeboy, let's say girls and guys are besties, right? And let's say he tells you this story about this girl he smashed. He's thinking, this my home girl. I can talk to her. We besties. We grew up together. And the bestie is like, oh, she just started looking at him different, like, oh, like trying to picture and imagine the other girl. And I can get it. I can get it. And then she all of a sudden after that, she's like, fuck it. Our friendship has been ruined. You ruined it that's what Brian was trying to tell Ro this whole time. Our friendship has been ruined. Now I look at you a whole nother way. And he said, every time I see this, what he said like a week ago. Remember, he said, every time I see him, I'm be looking at his butt, his little butt. Because Brian was like, you mean to tell me your butt is that tight and small that
oh God.
I'm telling you this is like this is like
Creel like it's too early in the morning.
It's too early in the morning. I'm only on my second cup of coffee. But and it has nothing to do with being gay. But that's not why I'm going, ugh. I'm just going off all of the information, that was put out about this. There's nothing sacred anymore. I don't want to hear, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear sex stories when I'm watching somebody's live, not in that detail. I don't care if you're gay or anything. I don't want to hear about a pussy being too tight. I don't want to hear about a butt being too tight.
Right.
I don't want to hear nothing. Speaking of which,
hold on. Hey, I just want to shout out the newest people in the chat. What up, iBabe? iBabe says some people are shy. They feel insecure and embarrassed. Not everyone is open. And that's absolutely true. I agree with you on that. Fran said maybe Shakim goes to the highest bidder.
Well, Rico the bartender said that that Shakim he thinks is, what is it, pay to play or what's that?
Yeah, pay to play.
Gay for pay.
Gay for pay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And as a gay person, Rico I'm sure could probably notice a gay person right off the bat, or a download brother, or gay for pay. So, he could be right, child. He could be right. Hood Therapy said they definitely talk on the phone, referring to Shakim, and I think they're referring to Shakim and Roe.
Yeah.
And Grace says Shakima was lying about being a tech worker and making $40 an hour. He's lying about being straight as well.
Actually, he said he made $75 an hour.
But he walking in the middle of the night for, you know what? Never mind. Lady Snoop, what up? What up, though? Now, if I'm making all that money an hour, ain't no way I'm be walking anywhere.
Girl, but he's on YouTube from morning till night, late night. So when because he loves a panel. He here's the thing. Let me just say this. I remember when Brooke first came over here, and she would get up on Pizza's panel and just sit. She wouldn't say anything. She would fall asleep. So long she would fall asleep. And it was night after night after night for hours. Because remember, Pizza, back in her heyday, she used to stay live for hours, right? And that's when people really started disliking Brooke, because they were like, if you ain't going to say nothing, get down. You know what I'm saying? And Shakim is just the same. He just, for every time they drop the link, he's the first one up on the panel, and he just sits and sits. Now, I'm just saying this to say he stays all of Lemons live. Then if Bree goes live a couple hours later, he's up on Bree's, the first person. He's on here morning, noon, and night. So he says he's in school taking classes, and he's working the tech job making $75 an hour. And then most times he's up late at night walking to the convenience store to get pre-rolls and stuff. When does he sleep? When is he working? When is he going to school? He just lies too much. Lies too
Mm-hmm.
much. And
That's why a lot of people don't like his ass, because he's always lying and getting caught in the lies. And like you ain't even got a lie to kick it. It's the beef sector.
right.
What's
And
up, Sassy and Queen Diva?
right. And they eat him up in these lives. Especially Breeze. They give him all the smoke from the chat. And it's like, you ain't doing nothing or saying anything. Get down. You know what I'm saying? You people are getting tired of seeing him sitting up on panels. First one up there, they're getting tired of it. People are getting tired of his ass. And Pizza was giving him that work yesterday up on Bree's panel. She was giving him that word. She even told him at one point, look, motherfucker, if you don't, chill out.
Hold on. What? Hold up. Repeat that, Bree. What happened?
Okay, he's always the first one on the panel, and so Pizarro came up on the panel. So it was Bree, Shakim, and Pizza, and he was throwing Pizza slick shade, and she was calling his ass out on it every time. She was lightweight dog walking his ass all the whole live, right? And he was throwing her slick shade, and Pizarro was catching it and cussing his ass out. And so, the big thing was he's over in the Mo 3 sector and the black sector telling them that he's beef sector. And that was the major problem Pizza was having with him, because he would go, well, here in the beef, when we're in the beef sector, and she was like correcting his ass. But she even told him at one point, look, I can make my bestie choose.
Oh,
And
I heard that,
but
girl.
yeah, he was like, choose what?
Huh?
He said, me over you. She said, so you need to, basically, I'm paraphrasing, shut the fuck up and check yourself and quit trying to slick shade me. Because basically, I don't like your ass. And she sure did. She said, don't make me, you need to quit, because she's going, and he was like, choose. She said, yeah, choose me. She going to choose me over you. And he shut the
He
fuck,
said that to Pete. Wait a minute.
he shut the fuck up too and chilled out.
So
Do
That
you
you
was,
think Bree gonna
know?
choose him over P?
Huh?
Nah,
What'd you,
he
what'd you
knew
say?
better.
He
Not today or any day. Not what?
well, she had to tell. I mean, he was slick shading her, and see her husband. What she said, her husband kept talking to her in the background, so she'd have to stop and come back. And when she said, what did you say? And he started lying. Of course, I didn't say that. And the people in the chat was like, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Everybody was saying, yes, he did. And so she just had to tell him. She had to break him down on the panel. And I was loving every minute of it. And you know how he usually get all this and got something to say smart. He doesn't cut up on Bree's panel like he does Ness's. And Ness has calmed him down a little bit, but he acts a complete fool on Lemons. But Pizarro shut that shit down, and he was up there quiet. Okay, and I loved every minute.
Uh-huh. That's right, Aunt Banks said, as he should. Her Bessie ushered him out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, you saw it, Charlie, right? Didn't she
Girl, I
shut
did. I
down?
was in that cloud. I was in them clouds going, ooh, snap.
Yeah, she shut that shit down because Shakim has a habit of doing too much and getting too comfortable. And Pizarro let him know, I'm up here today, Negro. You ain't gonna be doing that today while I'm up here.
I know that's right, Pizza. I know that's right.
Sure did,
Yes, they said sound like Pizza got his ass all the way together. Yes. But
motherfucker.
Linda said with his weird ass. Grace said I don't go to any channels that let him on the panel. He is annoying, and I have to back out. I just can't. I can take him for so long, but him up there, he be having that voice, and he just be saying weird shit and doing weird shit. Like, ugh.
Well, see, can you hear me?
Yep.
A lot of times when I look in on Bree, um, it's just her and him and and he's just got the limelight, and he's talking his shit, and he doing this, and every once in a while there's somebody else up there. But yesterday, Pizza was up there, okay? And you could tell he was flustered. You could tell he was flustered because she wasn't giving him an inch, right, Charlie?
Oh,
He
no, she
was,
was not.
he was on that ass. You hear me?
I was
What
like,
was
tell
your
him.
take on it, Charlie? What was your take?
I was like, if he thinks that Bree is going to choose him, woo, he is so stupid. I was like,
Oh, he was
oh, child.
Charlie, wasn't he shocked? He said, choose.
Why would
Like
she
he
have to
was,
choose? That's what he
yeah.
said.
And she let him know why she was gonna make, she could make that happen. I was loving every minute of it. She was calling him MF first. She was getting in that ass, and it was lovely. It was lovely.
Damn, I missed
He
it.
was even lying. Look, girl, wait. Now, I had a major problem with what he did to Shelly when Shelly and Ness were going at it on YouTube cameras panel the other night, and he jumped up there and tagged in and was dogging out Shelly, calling her a whole bunch of names and shit. And like I said,
I remember
Nesta,
that. Hmm.
yeah, Nesta's fine when she's beefing with somebody and going at somebody on a panel, and Shelly does fine. So they were two B sector women going at it on a panel, and he jumped his ass up there and start going in on Shelly like he was like double teaming Shelly. And I had a major problem with that, and so did a lot of other
A lot
people.
of people did because not for one, you jumping in a girl fight. For two, you don't even know the B sector like that to be going at somebody like y'all ain't never had no beef. Why is you going at Shelly just because somebody else is going at Shelly?
Taking up for Ness. And
Has he ever
so
done that for Bree?
yeah, so well, obviously not for free, because from what I'm gathering, the sponsor saw that and she upped his spending money from $500 to $1,000 on the trip to Vegas because I guess she liked that, she liked what she saw that night when he did that. But anyway, um, he I guess one of the things Bree wanted to discuss with him was that situation because Bree felt the same way that the majority of the B sector felt. They can do fine by themselves. Neither one of them has had a problem beefing and going at it with somebody. And you should not have jumped up there. First of all, beef sector business. Second of all, two females going at it. You see what I'm saying? And so, that nigga, that Negro lied. Well, when I got up there, I only said blah, blah, blah. He was talking shit like he usually does on Lemon's panel. He was going at Shelly like him and Shelly were the only two up there beefing. Okay. And so the chat ate him up again. He's lying, he's lying, he's lying. And Shelly was in the chat, but she didn't address it. And I was hoping and praying she went up on the panel to let him know you're lying, not necessarily to go back and forth with him, but just to let everybody, but the chat let Bree know that almost everybody in that chat, and there was a ton of people in that chat, were like, you're lying. He just sat up there and lied, and Pizza was calling him out on that. You ain't nothing but a liar. You lie all the time. It
And
was
it be
just
for no reason. Like, why are you lying? Like, I think
like
so.
everybody
He
did.
wouldn't have came in with all these plays and lies. Maybe people would have took a little better to him, but
I
because
mean,
at first people were liking him a little bit more than the other ones that came from the sector.
right.
But then it was like, this motherfucker full of shit.
Full of shit and he's disrespect. The other night, I was watching Lemon. Ooh, I was hot. I was typing shit in that chat along with almost everybody else. Him and Snoop were going at it, right? Snoop wasn't pressed, right? She just, mostly just teasing him, antagonizing, like poking, 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 because she wasn't pressed. This Negro started calling her a bag of bitches, this, that, and the other. And, Lemon said Lemon gets a nightly phone call from his mom, and it's usually during his live. So he walks away, of course, to talk to his mom. And so, that what Shakim said to Snoop? Shut up, shut up. This is after a bag of bitches and all kinds he was all up under her clothes, talking about her body and this, that, and the other, her pussy dry, all this kind of stuff. This Negro,
No, where
oh,
was this at?
this is on Lemons the other night. You ain't heard nothing yet. He told her, I will take my dick and shove it down your throat and piss in it.
That's what. Okay, so that's what Pastor was talking about.
Just disgusting. Disgusting.
I
You
remember when he
know
said that to
what?
Jay Dunn too, like that. Why is it they're always their go to that a woman's coochie is dry? Why is that always the go to?
Well, I don't know all way, but I know that's his go-to, Charlie. Yeah, he sure did, and it was so, and he kept saying it over and over. I'll piss all over you. I'll shove it down your throat and piss.
So he gonna R. Kelly somebody.
Here's my thing. Don't obviously these men don't know how a cootie cat works in the first place, because it ain't never dry, baby. Or else you need to go to a doctor. I'm just saying.
It was just disgusting, and so
I
when
can't believe he said that, and I didn't know that he said
yeah,
that to Jay
and
Dizzle. I didn't
and
know that.
and Snoop just kind of shut it down because it's like she was like, "It ain't that deep. I'm not going that deep, right?" And he just kept going on and on because he knew Lemon. I feel like he knew Lemon had stepped away,
Uh
Uh
huh.
so
huh.
he was just going off and doing the most. So when Lemon came back, he was like, "Okay, y'all, I'm back." And he started reading the chat and people on the
Acting like he ain't did nothing.
he ain't did nothing. It wasn't, and oh, this is what he said. Well, this the B sector. I mean, I am in the B sector. This is how the B sector really. I ain't never heard not one B sector male say he's gonna piss on, shove his dick down somebody's
Never.
throat and piss on it. And see, that's the thing. And they had to remind him yet again, you're not beef sector. And
Mhm.
He
but
goes to those other sectors and claims beef sector. Did you
yeah,
know that?
yeah, I just said that. Yeah. And
Mm-mm.
people had and Pizza was getting on his ass about that too.
I was so glad to hear
I
somebody
just
say it.
I just say that I'm a content creator that creates content in the beef sector. She's like, you're not a content creator in the beef sector either. You can do whatever content, but you need to start leaving the beef
Why did he have to claim B set? Why does he have to
always,
claim it so
always.
bad? Why can't you just be here like some people who are
Right.
adjacent?
I'm Umar, but I'm over here chilling. You
Like,
know what I'm saying?
okay, Snoop doesn't claim beef sector, but she's over here a lot.
Right.
A lot of Mo3 people be over here a lot. They don't claim beef
No,
sector, and
the
they over
Snoop
here
is
all the time.
the Snoop beef sector. She started out here, but
Yeah, like she
yeah, I
just don't.
get what.
She claims her island. You know how she is.
Yeah, she
Is
does
that
claim,
true, Coriel? Meow
and
Meow
it
said
was
that it was men up there and they said nothing to him.
said nothing to
Where
Envy's
was Ken at?
ass, Big Rigs, didn't say a word, not a motherfucking word.
Where was
Do you
Ken
hear me?
Nola at? You know he would have got him.
Oh, he would have jumped up there and smooth ironed that and put him in his place. But yeah, didn't say a word. None of the mods down there. Granted, Lemon was away. He couldn't let people up. But I think that Big Rig dude was up there and Envy was up there. They ain't say a motherfucking thing. And he said, that was to me the worst he said. But he would all, before he got to that point, all up under her clothes, talking about her body, just going in. They ain't say a word.
That's because I'm gonna say this. They wasn't one of our beef sector men. Because I'm gonna tell you this. Even our gay men, our straight men, would
I think
not have
Mother was.
allowed that to happen.
I think Mother was up there too.
Mother didn't say nothing. Well, Mother likes to stay out of the beef, so
Yeah, yeah, that's not what he
that's
does.
not his juice, as he would say.
Right, but I know he was. I know he was. I'm gonna assume he was like, listen to this motherfucker here, and that's why I don't fuck
You
with.
know he was rolling his eyes.
Oh, he was thinking that's why I never fucked with any of y'all. Y'all, he let him twerk in the chat, but like he said, they were never gonna hit his panel.
Oh,
You
I
know,
do see Paulette. Miss Paulette has in the other sectors, and ask not ask April, but April on site April. I've been seeing them giving Shakim heck over in the Mo3 when he tries to jump up there. They be
well,
giving it to him.
Paulette got a long memory, and he said some. Remember, he told
Mhm.
her, "I'm gonna have Brienne Ness drag you." Remember? And
Mhm.
Bree had to come up here and go, because Paulette came up here on the panel and was telling it, and Bree came up on the panel and was like, I won't be dragging for anyone.
Ness said the same thing.
Yeah, and that said the same thing. You talk your big boy shit
Why would they go after one of our own that ain't did nothing to
because
them
the
for
kid
him?
is overstepping his boundaries. He likes to lie and say, "Well, when I'm in the Mo3, I just tell him I just do content." No, you tell them your beef sector. You do it over here, so we know you do it over there. And he needs to learn. You never the we beef sector fucks with Mo3 and Black. So
Mhm.
there's always going to be one of us in the clouds somewhere, even if we don't drop down. I stay in my haze clouds a lot of times. I
I
don't.
stay in good
You know,
putties. I stay in bent blocks. I stay in a lot of the channels that he frequents and he don't realize. And a lot of those people respect me over there because I've been over there now since, we all migrated or whatnot and started playing around. And I came in correct. I came in respectful. I didn't buy. The other day he was up on Good Putties and he didn't even know. And I know this guy from being over there for so long, right? He didn't even know who the mayor is. His name's the mayor. He's not the same one
He
from
didn't
the black
know who
sector.
he
He's
didn't know who the mayor of Detroit was.
not that one. It's a different one.
Oh yeah, I don't
It's a
know.
Mode 3 sector person, not a black sector person. Anyway, but they got similar names, but it's not the mayor of Detroit, but it's the mayor. That's what they call him over there. He didn't even know who this guy was, and he's one of their master doxers over there. He didn't even know who he was.
And
I'm
see,
like,
this is
child.
see, this is another thing. He up there going at Shelly. Little did he know, Shelly don't play around.
Oh
But see,
no, she
that's
don't.
what you get when you don't know the history and you up there effing with somebody. If Shelly gets her sights on you, it's damn near over. But you know, that's like one night on Lemons, that Miss Things, she was going at it with Seven. And I sat back. I wasn't in the chat. I was up in the clouds and I thought, uh-huh. Okay.
You gonna mess with some of
You
our
don't need,
people that is
you
crazy.
don't even know who you getting smart with. Cause by the time Seven let your ass go, you gonna be raggedy. But nobody said anything. And Seven was telling her, I don't like the way, you're moving, I'm paraphrasing, moving in these streets. And she was, this, that, and the other. And I thought, okay, you probably got about 10 more words. 10 more words and Seven gonna light you up. But they come over here, they don't know the history, they don't know who they're talking to. And I remember thinking, you gonna say, couple more words, calling her bitches and stuff, and Shirley gonna light you up.
That's what I say about like when I see certain people that do come in and they don't come in the correct way. A lot of the Umar people. I was and I've seen them go into the other sectors and they don't know who they're talking to when they be doing these things. And I'm like, I know these people. Like
I
I've
mean,
been around. I'm like, ooh, child.
look
You know,
how, yeah, and that's why grown folks is like them up. They trying to take up for MBK and shit, and they didn't know who they were messing with.
you mess with the
You know,
wrong one.
he been doxing them, I heard, since
That's like when
the
Ghetto
whole
was messing
4 months they've
around
been here.
with a joke. That's one person I'm gonna say I don't ever want to beef with in my entire life.
I've
I
thought
ain't doing it.
I have seen people when a jokey says, "Okay, I'm on your ass." I've seen people pay a jokey to leave them alone. Don't no, how much you want? I don't want no smoke. And she'll name a price and they pay it and she leaves them alone. That's how bad a jokey does. Okay.
Uh-huh. I
And
love her.
I
I
think,
love her lives now. Don't get me
and
wrong.
I think Shakim said something to her, and it might have been on Coolin's panel, and they said they were going to get him. Now I don't know if they were just like screw him or if they're working on something. But he tried a jokey and a jokey warned him. So we shall see. Or she might have left it alone because that's been a little minute ago. But yeah, people pay her when she says, I'm coming, I'm coming. I've seen them come in her chat and go, how much you want?
Yeah, I've seen her go after people, and I've watched those lives. And when she breaks down stuff, she literally finds every little tiny minuscule detail when she does it. And I'm like, child, I ain't messing with her.
Yeah,
We friends.
look, a jokey ain't no joke. But yeah, so look, I feel like, and I've always felt this way. I never voiced it. I might have to the hood table, but I always felt, let the Umars go ahead. Let them go ahead because the way they move and the way they came in, the way they're moving, it's got to break. Remember, I used to say it's not sustainable.
Nope.
I knew it wasn't sustainable.
Well, I
Be-
was kind of wondering, what up, lady Snoop? Hit the link if you want to talk to us about what happened on Lemons the other day with you and Shakim. But feel no need, feel no pressure. Okay, only hit the link if you got time. But yeah, I had remember when old boy said he was leaving.
Who's on
because he
what?
got shit to do. Basically, Code. He got shit to do, things going on, whatever, whatever. And people's like, oh, this is just a play. He's going to come back as soon as his channel is able to be, monetized again, which was the 9th, right?
I think grown folks got him because they said the people from the Umar section start sending grown folks stuff, and grown folks was wearing him out, and I think he got scared.
Uh, well, I don't know because I thought, oh, this is a play. He gonna come back. Why would he be talking all big about the, upping it and everything, on the 9th, on the 9th,
Oh,
on the 9th, and then he leaves before the 9th. So I was like, this is a play. He probably gonna come back, but I guess he didn't. At
because
least not yet.
yeah, because grown folks, he's another one. He ain't gonna stop. He ain't gonna stop. Once he said, uh, there's doxers and then there's doxers.
Mm-hmm.
And the second half of the doxers, to me, they get laser focused. And they were talking stuff about him, so grown folks was like, okay. And then there's two factions of the Umars. There's something called the AFW that oppose like the side that and I think that one side that didn't like Code start feeding. I may be completely wrong. This is just what I heard. Start feeding grown folks stuff, and they probably doxed Code 57 times, and yeah, I heard, he was just like, screw this. Oh, she's on set filming.
They going back and forth in the chat, I think. Thank you for the $10 super chat, I made.
They
What
get,
up, Pastor? We was just talking about that shit that
hey,
went down
Hey,
on
Pastor.
how you
Rose. If
doing,
you want to hit
Pastor?
the link, Pastor, feel free. We was talking about you, and Honest Rose and Brian, that little conversation y'all had on Rose last night. But Meow say he's gonna come back, I believe, when school starts. And she broke him down to his grandma. Ooh, child.
Also, that
Abuser
is the real Snoop, just saying.
Yeah, I think that's the real Snoop.
I checked the channel.
Oh, you did? Okay. Actually, there are 3 vile women on here that speak like that. Oh, okay. She said 3.
I don't know.
I had said the hood table. Why isn't your thing in? What she? Oh, is she talking about the super chat? Is that what she was talking about? What up, Mike Lewis? How you doing? Or was she talking about thing in? I don't know. What she talking about, I babe?
Is that I, babe?
Yeah,
she changed her
I didn't
name.
know that. Okay.
View said I steer clear of the shit show now. I did enjoy his humor, but that is way too dark for me.
Well, I never really thought he was funny.
What up, Jay?
Hey, Pastor.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Pastor, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you all doing?
I am doing wonderful this morning. I was watching y'all last night. That was pretty interesting over there on Row. So I just want to make sure I understand your take on things, right? Because I was trying to explain Corio what all had happened from before the hospital, in the hospital, the tent being pitched in the hospital, and then somebody hitting your panel and explaining everything, and then Row, their situation now as far as their friendship kind of ruined and everything. I was trying to break that down to her because she was sick during that time. But
Yeah.
so your take on all this is that Brian was trying to make it seem like Ro was like this thirst bucket, or for him, when it was Brian all the time who liked him. Like, is that what I'm understanding?
That's what it seems, because again, they brought it on, and I don't understand why people are getting upset. First of all, I thought it was kind of odd that you would throw Ro under the bus like that to even mention this.
Right.
That could have been easily taken care of on. And again, I'm going to let you come on because this content is my platform. But, I'm like, well, why are you telling people that Ro was talking seductively to you or telling you about this story, and that story was making you feel some kind of way? So it almost seemed like Ro was telling me this, and it made him uncomfortable and all of this stuff, right? So then I hear Ro, and Ro is like, well, Ro comes on and say, if you watched the channel when he came onto my channel, Ro comes on to say that he and Brian has always said that they would be friends. and he felt like Brian was catching feelings. And that's how Ro felt about it. Ro was saying that I'm just talking to him like a regular friend because Brian talks to Ro about a lot of stuff that could be, you know, I guess thought out the same way by Ro if he was, you know, in that mindset. So Ro, I guess, tells him his situation, and he said, and he continues to hold on to the story that I was telling him as a friend. And Brian is thinking something totally different, and he's feeling some kind of way. And Ro is like, I'm just talking to you as a friend, and that's it. And you are the one who felt that way because that's not how I felt about it. And so I was like, well, either this is a play you line or Ro is line. And I think it's a miscommunication, but I think Ro is getting shafted because at the end of the day, you know, it seems like Brian can say what he wants about Ro or tell what he wants about Ro, but when Ro tells his truth, then it becomes a problem. When Ro speaks up, then I don't want to come to your platform or be your friend anymore. When Ro got porn bombed, I didn't think it was funny, but Brian thought it was funny, and he thought it was retribution because I was coming up, and and I just thought that I'm like, with friends like this who needs enemies, and I just think it's a transactional type of thing, you know, with them. And I'm not really vested. You just put it on YouTube, and you know, and if we put it on YouTube, I'm going to talk about it like everyone else.
That's
And
true.
so I just think it's real interesting with this situation, and it's already bad because you know Ro went through that Shakim thing, and now to me it looked like a whole setup, and I'm like, why even bring it to YouTube? And notice with Brian, I did not go and start attacking his personal appearances. I didn't do any attacks. I just stayed focused to the situation at hand. He went to Tracy. I'm like, we're not talking about that right now. What we're talking about is, you know, why is Rose saying this and you're saying this? And then he did say that he had text messages, and I'm like, okay. And so he said, ask Ro about the text messages. So that's exactly what I did. So it's almost like, you know, I'm trying to break them up or don't trust Jay. And it's like, but I've never put you in a situation, Ro, where I'm throwing you under the bus and saying these things about you and bringing you to a platform with a lot of people to make you look like a whole thirst trap. And I told Ro, I said, yeah, I called you slow, Ro, at times, but I'm like, I'm looking at this situation. You don't see that this man is setting you up to really talk about you, because again, it was making Brian look some kind of way like he's desirable. Not to say he's not, but he was doing it at Ro's expense. And Ro was saying, "Hey, I'm just letting you know this because I thought we were friends." And it seems like Brian shares stuff with Ro, but he never considers Ro's feelings. Like, is this appropriate to talk about with Ro? So when Ro does it, all of a sudden he feels some kind of way. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but um, I I had heard, I didn't was hear because the Hood Table said that Brian had asked Ro if he could come on your panel and talk about it, and Ro said yes.
But you know what? I think there's a lot of manipulation, and I think that Ro kind of gets you. I think Ro can kind of be
Now,
persuaded to do some things that's not in his best interest.
hmm,
And my thing is this: if I know it's wrong, I should, you know, it's the asking thing. My thing is, what do you think? Do you think this is right to do to your friend? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's certain questions that I would ask. I know. So, say if Hood Table and I were close, and there was something that was going on, and then I'm like, well, Hood Table, can I tell a story? And I'm like, well, if it's gonna make her look bad or put her in a bad light, I don't want to tell the
I
story anyhow.
I
Yeah, I wouldn't do nothing like that to my friend. But see, do you get where I was saying how I thought that it was a possibility that he was, I don't want to say jealous, but you remember when him and Sassy and Ro was on Ro's panel, and
Hmm.
that's when Brian first found out that Ro might have had a thing for Shaquille, and Brian was like taken aback, like, huh?
Well,
What?
I kept on hearing him say that, he seemed like he goes after these heterosexual men. And that was a big thing. And of course, it dealt with Shakim. And so that seemed like it was a big thing. And even though he was trying to play it off like it didn't affect him, it did seem like it did bother him with that. And this is what Rose said. Rose said that he believes that Brian has feelings for him. And but Rose was like, well, he said that, hey, we were just gonna be friends. And then things change. And Brian always says that he's attracted to Ro. He doesn't deny that. But when I pressed him, he said, because I was being messy and I'm grown and I can do it. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I
And
think that he does have feelings for him, and I think Ro has feelings for him as well. Because, like we were talking about, yeah, I can see why Brian got aroused and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think that's the first time they probably talk like that to each other.
mm,
Honestly,
yeah. Well, I
but
just
still,
think
I
it's
wouldn't
really
put that out on
interesting.
YouTube. Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it. And like I said, I talked to Ro and I'm upfront. I have called Ro slow Ro. I have. And I don't hide behind it. And there are some things that most people pick up on and say, and this seems like a play that Ro doesn't. And it's some actions that Ro, participate in. I'm like, Ro, do you not see the red warning signs or what have you? So it is what it is. But let me tell you something, Hood Table. I'm hated and I'm liked, and I embrace it. I embrace the hate as well as the love. It is what it is. And I just think it's really funny. But see, I'm very upfront, and if I like you, I'll tell you I like you, and if I don't, I don't. I just think that Roe was put out there, and I think he was kind of thrown under the bus. And then when Roe started telling his truth, it becomes a problem. When Roe starts saying, well, Brian told me this, this, and this, it becomes a problem. Long as Brian can talk about Roe or do things to Roe, it's okay. But when it's time for Roe to give his truth, then I don't want to come to your platform anymore, or you're allowing people to control you. If you looked on the panel, he was like, okay, since we're not in the presence of Jay Wilson now, maybe you can be yourself. And Ro was like, I'm always myself. And I just thought that was interesting.
Is that
It's a
why he
lot of,
kept trying to put you in the back or wanted you to
yeah,
go?
oh my God, yeah. And it's a lot of manipulation. And again, I was going to let him talk because the bottom line is I don't care what people say, Ro told his story. And I don't care how much you attack. I don't care how much you say this about me. My assignment was, did you throw your friend under the bus, and why did you think it was appropriate to come and say Ro, pretty much you was pretty much saying that he was telling you that story that was getting you turned on and you felt uncomfortable about it. I mean, but that's how you felt. And my thing is, you should have had that conversation with Ro, and then once you all resolved that issue, it should have been right there. It should have been right there. It should have been a resolved issue between you all. But again, people want to say Jay Wilson is messy, but Jay Wilson ain't out here telling Rose business and how he turned me on and all of this stuff. And then what's really funny is you up here talking about something you can't breathe. Girl, you can't breathe, but yet you can breathe well enough to come on my platform and do what you did. So I'm like, okay, I get it. It is what it is.
So technically, I'm getting a picture because I didn't quite understand because I was only in there. What did I say? 5, 10 minutes, and I wasn't really sure what was going on, but I got a little bit of it. But I couldn't understand why you were up there. But now I get it. They brought it to your panel, and that's
Mhm.
started for all sakes and purposes.
And let me tell you what happened too. Let me tell you what was said. So, when Brian was ill, I didn't question whether he was faking or not. I believe that the brother was ill. Um, and when of course he said that, he didn't want to be homeless. I'm like, that's deep, and I told people, hey, if you want to do it, you can. And so the Cash App situation was for him. And again, let me state, I had never asked for anything back at all. So it was for him. And like I told you all, you know, I guess because that was done, I heard he said, because you got the, you know, you had collected cash apps and stuff and told people. He said, so I was coming on your platform, and I'm like, well, you're not doing me a favor. You know, I'm like, it's not a quid pro quo. I do this for you, you do this for me. I never asked for that. But again, I was taken aback because I didn't know what he was going to talk about when it came to Roe.
Right.
I thought it might have been, you know, we are dating now and something happened and, you know, I like Ro, or, you know, I didn't know what was going on. But then when he was talking about Ro was talking to him and telling him all of this stuff, and he had a blood clot in his mid region, and the nurse came in and he had a whole tent, like you all said, and
God.
I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, really? And then Ro just sitting there, and I'm like, and then it made him uncomfortable, and so I'm looking at Ro. I'm like, well, Ro, what is all about, Ro? I'm like, are you trying to make your shot or shoot your move or do something while he was with a man down? I don't know, because it really sounded like okay. And then when I heard Ro's part. Ro was like, I was just talking to him, and you know, and then Ro told the story yesterday on our panel, and me and Uppity was laughing because I thought it was funny. I
Well,
thought it was funny. You know how, and Brian's like, you didn't tell it like that, Ro. However, the man told it, I thought it was funny. And so I just think somebody took it a different way. And it could be a misinterpretation of it, but that's why you talk to the person to get clarity. Because again, you brought it out like Ro was some kind of thirst trap trying to seduce you, and Ro is saying, "Oh no, it's the opposite way around." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I
well,
just thought it was real interesting.
well, let me say this, and you guys in the chat, and you guys up here on the panel, it's girl code. You don't tell your friends how good or bad or big it was, because them hoes will turn around and try to get some themselves. So you don't really, even if it's a do up, if it's your man, whatever, you don't, you just don't talk like that. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, and people always say, "Well, why are you interested?" or what? Because it's on YouTube. And my thing is, you know, I've been called fake and phony, but I'm not out here putting folk business out here of what we talk about on a phone call. And I just think it's really funny that people who are doing this have the nerve to call people fake and phony. And but yet, you know, look what you do in the row. And he said, "You done called Ro slow." I have, and I don't deny it. And I told Ro in front of his face.
Yeah,
I said,
because yesterday you even said that because Brian was like basically how he defended you, da 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 da, when he was just calling you slow like last week or something.
and my thing is this. It's one thing to be on YouTube and doing your show. It's another thing to call people and have a relationship with people. I'm talking about on the phone talking, and then do this kind of stuff. And like I said, you know, people like you invested, so are you all. For the mere fact that you all on here listening, for the mere fact you'll go over and listen to the thing, you invested too. So my thing is, when you stop becoming interested, then we'll stop with our programming. And see, it's a two-way street. It's a reciprocal thing. So if you want us to do more highbrow stuff, then stop showing up for the lowbrow stuff. We're only giving you all what you want. And if you didn't like the stuff, then you would be going over to watch.
That's true.
Uh-huh. And Cruiser said Roe wants trade, but Brian may have feelings for Brian. But hold up, Roe wants trade, but Brian may have feelings for Brian, both sexual and otherwise.
I think
And,
that.
and you
Creole
know,
said yes. Oh, Creole.
you keep on hearing him say, I really enjoy talking to Ro. I really do. And you keep on hearing it. And I mean, if you like the man, say you like him. But see, I think people are so I think people are so damaged that they can't, you know, have a relationship with other people because they got so much going on. They got so much inner turmoil. And, you know, he really wants more than a friendship with, but for some reason he doesn't want to make that commitment, and then it seems like he's still wrestling with his sexuality, and so it's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and so my thing is he really likes Ro, but then it seems like with the Shakim situation, that's a raw spot for him. I thought it was real messy of uppity to ask what kind of body you like. You like a six pack? You like a dad body? She kept on saying beer body. I'm like, baby, that's a
That
bear.
was cracking me up though when he kept saying, "Shut the fuck up, uppity, shut up."
Well, the other day she meant to say monolith and she said monologue.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah, when
God.
somebody
Girl.
corrected her, who was
And
that?
then when I said you meant to say monolith, she's like,
That
no.
was you.
Yeah, she said, no, I said it right. I said what a monologue. I was like,
Whose
oh,
panel was
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I couldn't
It
remember whose
was Miss
panel.
T Velocity.
Yes.
Baby, that's that Pat Hall University education.
There it
But
is.
Cruiser said, I saw that camera slip and my. I understand Rose
Mm,
moved right away.
Did you see it, Jay Wilson?
I did not. I did not. And
Mm.
let me say this, you all. Let me say whatever you want. I'm a content creator. It comes on. I'm going to talk about it. Period. I know a lot of you all are vested in it. It is what it is.
But not
And
only
we're talking about it.
happened on your panel. So
Right.
what more would make
Yeah, it
you
happened on
talk
your panel.
about it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And again, you all notice again, I did not attack Brian. It was not an attack Brian situation. It was like take accountability. You know, you were the one who brought that man up. And then he tried to blame it and say that Ro started it, but I'm like, no, Ro didn't start it because you were the one who said, Jay, at this time, I got some tea to give you about Ro. And I'm like, oh, okay. So how did Ro start that?
What did you think the tea was about? Did you
You
think
know, I thought it may have been Ro had feelings for Brian and they were going to date, or I'm like, well, did Ro do something like bad to Brian that Brian is upset about, and Ro wasn't there for him for something? I never thought it was going to be on the scale of this man told me a story and it made me feel warm inside,
Right.
well
and and
child,
and it made me feel uncomfortable.
Hmm.
And then and again it gave the appearance like Ro was trying to lure him in, with this story. And Ro was like, well, it was a real story. And again, when I listened to it and we listened to it, we both was laughing because I thought it was funny how Ro, but then Brian said, well, Ro, you didn't tell it like that.
yeah,
Well,
remember
even
because
if,
Rose said, yeah, well, my voice probably did change a little bit. That's when I knew, oh
well,
yeah,
first of all, I couldn't imagine Ro talking seductively. So if first of all, if he started talking seductively, I would have laughed probably even harder because I just. But again, I guess somebody was in the mindset, and then we wanted to start blaming it on the morphine, and we wanted to start blaming it on the drugs at the hospital. I'm like, okay, okay.
oh my God, what's up, View?
Oh, hey, of you. I didn't know who that was.
You know what?
Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm showing a real neck, so you probably
I
didn't
see
realize
that
it.
neck is necking.
Because a lot of people don't show their necks. They get on here and talk shit and stuff like that, but they can't extend their neck. So I chose to go ahead and lift my chin up a little bit and do a little snapshot. Go ahead, y'all. I'll wait.
Sorry,
Well, I
Pat.
just want to shout out to the chat real quick. Linda B, hey, how you doing, love? Creole, how you guys doing? Make sure you are liking and sharing the video. What's up, Miss Toby? The Biz DBZ Nation, the Biz Nation. Clyde, how you doing? Big Red Slaps, what up? KT, Gummy Ben, what is that? Gummy Bama, what's up? Come on in, everybody. Welcome to the Thirsty Thursday show. It's all about the thirst today, y'all. But yes, View, did you want to add to the commentary, or do you got a different subject? Because I still got like several topics I want to talk about.
I'm gonna wait till just 1 minute if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Was that for me in the back chat?
Oh, I didn't even hold up. I don't want to be. Okay.
Did he leave?
Oh
Pat,
no,
No, I wasn't.
yeah.
I
Pat,
just meant in
did he
general.
leave?
Because I may say something that somebody might want to overtalk and stuff. I just don't feel like it today.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Well, I
well,
mean, my dad. Well, look, if you got to say something, go ahead and say it. I'm all ears, so go ahead and say what you got to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Avia.
Okay, so what I wanted to say was I do think that Roe and what's the name of Brian? I think Brian is attracted to Roe, and I think that they do have something going on. And I just fear for God for that nurse that came in and walked in there to see the goddamn tent pulled and all that kind of stuff like that. But he should not have put this situation out here, but he does that. He's very, very messy, and we are all seeing it now. The fact that he put his health at risk by leaving the hospital with this serious situation that he has, and then hopped on here, bragged about getting 1K, hopped on here and is doing whatever he's doing. Something is really wrong with him. I gave him grace and mercy because I figured, he was missing his mom and then all these other situations and things. Some people can't really handle social media very well, but he is displaying very mean and malicious behavior. I listened to him last night with him and Rose speaking, and I detected a tone of dominance and disrespect when he was speaking. When Roe was speaking, he really was very disrespectful and telling him, "You say it." It was the kind of way that you can say something to somebody and put fear in them. And Roe has probably been a person that has always been like that and has taken that. So it was very, very cringe-worthy listening to the interaction, the part that I did. And Ro, you can still come at me if you want to. I don't even know why. I ain't really messing with you like that. I'm just trying to color and shit. I really don't have nothing really bad to say about you, but you better be careful who you're messing with because you can't really handle this social media thing also. And then you got this unleashing of the giant with Brian. It's not going to go well in your YouTube career. So that's what I wanted to say.
And I
Well,
think that Shakim is risky business as well.
Exactly. He is too. Exactly. Yeah. Both of
mhm.
them are. So, Ro, you better be careful what you're doing out here because you're already a weakling in my mind, in my eyes. We all
and he's
see it.
supposed to be going to visit. Well, not visit, but isn't he supposed to be meeting up with Shakim later? What is it, the Rakim concert or Rakim?
Yeah. So y'all see this now. So when he come out here the next time and he didn't jumped across the goddamn bridge like a Jiminy Cricket and shit like that, y'all are seeing this being played right before your eyes, and you're aiding and abetting this little situation. I'm just saying.
And you know what? I agree with you, not because I am, and again, hate Brian and stuff, but I agree because for him even saying, now Jay Wilson is gone, you can be yourself. I'm like, stop using that manipulation with the guy and everything. And I just believe that you know that Ro is a tender-hearted person, and you just take advantage of that. And I agree with that because again, ain't no way that I'm going to be a friend with you or do something and throw you under the bus with that kind of stuff. And I'm like, Ro didn't ask for that. And if you got to ask Ro, would that be okay? Or, if it's going to put him in a bad light, then why put him up in the first place? And again, it goes to show you, people always talking about somebody fake, this, and the third. And no, because again, you all talk on the phone. And you had that boy out there saying that he did that. And if anybody can tell me where it makes sense, except a click and a view, or like you said, I'm being messy, where you thought that was helpful to a friendship, I'll be really glad to listen to you because I don't think that is going to add to your friendship. I think it's going to divide and subtract, in my personal opinion.
I agree. I agree.
I agree with that. To me, I've always had not a problem. I've
Wait a
always,
minute, hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me see something here. Now, is this iBabe? I actually I
yeah,
saw something. Is that iBabe? I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
what, iBabe. I didn't throw you under the bus when that white man was trying to put you in jail and asked me to put a letter in to get you arrested. I tell you that. I tell you what, I didn't throw you under the bus because he was really trying to get you and put you in jail. All right. So again, before you start talking about me, there was somebody who was really trying to put your ass in jail and asked me to write a letter because you threaten people. That's what he said. And I said, absolutely not. So again, I'll leave it right at that. All right.
Okay. Well, what I was gonna say is that I qu- I don't want to say I have I have a problem with uh Roe, and I'm sorry, but it's just going by the way you walk these YouTube streets. I've always had a problem with the naivete of an almost 40-year-old man. It just, I don't know if he was super sheltered as a child, but he's almost 40. Wouldn't that be over and done with? You're in the, you're out here working, you have friends, how can you be so naive to things? Like to believe Shakim was really going to perform at the BET experience and you flew out there and then you're shot. It just didn't make sense, some of the
You're right.
things that happened.
Yeah, and the fact that he could rent a vehicle and get all the way there, fly. He didn't do any request any sponsorships or beg for money or anything like that. So I don't believe the whole slow thing. I don't. I think he is very capable, but I just think that he's making some poor decisions. Now, then I'm going to talk about this one thing. We're going to talk about the thing that came into the room, which I see why the pause was there, because I went back and I went watching some videos. That man was serving big old peen. Okay, I would have paused and watched that thing for a long time. So I
What
don't
happened?
know.
What?
The
Boy,
porn,
it was hot. And Ro, don't let nobody say that you just looked at it.
Oh, what?
Child, he
Listen,
ain't
listen.
blinked. That shit was hot. I'm just telling you. And I ain't seen a goddamn big ass peen like that since
What are we talking about? What did I
1985.
miss? What I
Well, he
missed?
got porn bombs. So my thing is, I was telling him, no, you need to take that off because, again, of course, that's why my channel was gone because I went and continued to do the show, and the next thing you know, it's gone. So I'm like, Ro, take that down, put it on private, clip it out. If you want to keep it, keep it
A
clear,
lot of
but
that
clip
was
it
a
out.
lot of peen. Oh, it was a nice,
Well,
pretty
y'all
peen
gotta
too.
explain what happened. This was on Rose last night.
Child.
yes, he got orange
Oh,
bomb
it was
So this
pretty.
was
It was
after
nice.
Uppity. This
because
was after Uppity told him that he needs to use a
it was before, and that's why
No, it was actually when we were talking. It was actually when I was asking him questions, and then all of a sudden he allowed Brian, and it came under the troll page of Trademark Fortune, who has been in the beef sector for a long time, and
Yes, he
so Brian was getting ready to say something to me, and then all of a sudden this porn or whatever came on, and then that's when he was
know what
upset.
it is. Go ahead and say the words, Wilson. Say the words.
well, was
Well,
that
it was
before or after
That's
this
a
man.
Uppity said
chocolate
he
It
piece
needs
was
of
to
it was it was
piece of
during
man.
it was
Nice.
during, but the thing is, you know, Brian started laughing. He was like, "See, that's what you get," and that kind of pissed off Ro as well. So it's a lot of stuff that happened last night, but
So that's why I heard him later say, but you said you love me and you wouldn't want nothing to happen bad to my channel. So wasn't that kind of a coincidence to y'all though? Like I literally heard Uppity
well,
say you need to start using a banner and then that happened?
no,
mhm.
I'm gonna say there's this guy out of the he is the Hispanic gentleman, and he's very racist. They can't stand him over there, and he's a known P bomber. And so after the original one, I remember Rose saying, does anybody know Roy?" And as soon as everybody hears that name, if you know, you know. And I think he was doing something behind the scene, while he was in the back chat. And Brian was like, "No, that's Roy. He's a mess. Drop him." And so that was the second time he was tried for a porn to be porn bombed. I'm just gonna say it. So yeah, if you ever see Roy, any one of you guys in your back chat, just get rid of him, block him, and get rid of him.
Well, lately there's been this white guy. Remember the other day? There's this white guy who keeps hitting my link, and people are saying, "Well, people are familiar with him or not?" But he's just sitting in there and he's making all kind of gestures with his hand, and I'm like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck are
That
you
might
doing?"
be Roy. It might be Roy. 'Cause
it
he looks
is. I
like,
think it
It
is.
looks like a heavy set, not real,
A
real
heavy
heavy,
set
but
on swole,
yeah,
on
yeah,
swole.
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And he
He's
looks like he's a white Hispanic. So
he's
yeah.
porn
Oh,
barred me. He's porn barred me 3 times because the last time I already knew who it was. And he's gotten on my channel and done that thing, and I just go ahead and block him, get rid of it right away,
I'm
and
gonna
I
have to
never
block
had
him.
to
Yeah.
remove the video. So it depends on how fast you catch it. But if you sit there and gaze at it and stuff, and got other people telling you you might need to take that down, that might be a problem. But
But
I've
hold up,
gotten
see, next time he
what?
hit my link in the back, I'm gonna ban him from StreamYard. But see, the thing about those type of bombers, they be on camera making you think, oh, you can see me, you see
Yeah,
me, troll, you see me. They think
exactly.
that you're just gonna automatically, but I'm a little too smart for that. But
Yes.
yeah, so I never let him up, but I'm gonna block him next time on the StreamYard. So
Yeah.
he can get the
It
link.
might be better, but it might be better, and then so that's how people get really caught with the porn bombing thing, especially with the peen and their stroking and stuff. Now, the best porn bomb event that I've ever seen that was epic was the one on Duchess Kelly Love, that guy with his peen over there. I don't know if y'all remember
Uh-huh.
that one. That thing was perfect. Like looking at that and the way that it happened, and Duchess, you could
Oh,
just imagine his jaw dropping, ready to receive. That shit was the
uh,
best, and it was pretty. It was a pretty sight to see.
Woo! But
never.
are y'all telling me that Ro was staring at the thing? Is that what y'all trying to say?
Yeah, but
Cause I
then
had,
you
I had,
think,
I had to tell him, I'm like, Ro, take it. Cause Ro was like, I'm like, take it down. I knew when it happened what was going on,
Was his
and,
mouth
and
right,
open, y'all?
and Ro was in like a suspended.
It was
like
I'm
it
probably
like,
was held up,
Was
I'm
his
like,
mouth
take it
open?
down,
Just tell
huh?
me if his mouth was open. Just what,
I
like,
don't
mouth
know if his
wide
mouth
open.
was open, but I was telling Ro, you need to take it down because again, I can just imagine, his feed just going totally out. Because what they do is they will let you play it, and then they will go ahead and hit YouTube up, and then the next thing you know, your page
Right,
is down, terminated.
that's what
Period.
they do. That's how.
So that's
That's
what
what
they
they
do.
do. Yeah,
But
that
Ro
is.
was acting a little slow, and I'm like, no, 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 no. You got to take
that
that
was
down
the
right
first
away.
time you saw one, or what?
I don't know. I don't think it's the first time, but
I'm just saying,
yeah.
he was just
so bad.
staring at it. Like I would have shut I would have threw the whole computer out the window. Like no.
Uh, he was like, like if you when you driving in a car and a big old bug hit the goddamn windshield, his
He
ass was bugged
probably would have been shocked.
Oh my god,
like
that
a
is
frog clinging to the window or something. It was and then Wilson did have to say that you might want, but there was a pause. The pause was just enough seconds for that shit to get flagged. Wilson said, "You might want to take that." No, you normally, Wilson, you speak fast, but you spoke a little bit extra slow on that one. You might want to take
Well,
that.
I was waiting for trademark to say something because I thought it was trademark, and it was definitely trade, and it definitely left a mark, but it
was he
wasn't trademark.
mesmerized? Sassy said that thing was thangin', and my boo Ro was mesmerized.
Can we pass the collection plate across?
Oh, I
That
hate
Yeah,
was
those
the only thing I could think of is his channel getting taken down because again,
yeah,
that's the whole goal. That was the
and
whole
Brian was
goal.
laughing.
And Brian,
Well, and he said that's what you get. He said, it was
yeah,
almost, and Roe was not pleased with that. And again, I just think that people do stuff that benefits them. When it benefits you, then it's great. But you didn't even think of Roe's feelings, and then Roe was really kind of pissed off about that, and was pretty vocal. Uh, when Roe talks, and I think Roe has a lot of stuff to say, but
Yeah.
Roe is not saying a lot of stuff. But it seems like when Brian wants to say something, he has no problem because he's grown and he does what he wants to. But when
yeah.
Roe inserts his grownness and does what he wants to do, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it's almost
What up,
like a
Lolo?
concubine situation from what I observed, just listening to them, the way that he was speaking to him and the way that Roe responded. Now, I'm not coming down on Brian. I don't really care about any of these content creators, really. Some I like, some I don't. But
It's
for
just
what I observed, it just seemed a very strange situation. How Ro was bowing down and just being kind of like intimidated and not bullied, but I don't know what the word is, but it just seemed like something that is not going to be a good situation. That's all.
maybe he was trying to salvage the friendship, and so he didn't want to be
Aggressive.
yeah. I don't know.
It was weird.
It's just
Well, I'm
Oh,
just
subservient. Subservient. Fran typed it in the chat. Thank you. A new word for the beef sector and anybody else on here, because I'm sick of these goddamn stupid words that we're using around here. Subservient. Exactly.
all
mm.
right.
I'm going
guys.
I'm
Well,
gonna go
I
back in the
got
chat,
to,
y'all. Thank you.
all right,
Thank
boo.
you.
Bye of you.
Thanks for
All right,
jumping up,
bye-bye.
you. All right,
All right.
Love you, beautiful.
what's up to the folks in the chat? What up, Lolo? Hey, you guys, make sure you liking the video and sharing. What up, Rodney and Sassy and YouTube cameras? Good morning, you guys. There is one thing that I want to talk about, you guys, that I heard the other day, and I just want y'all take on it, okay? So, y'all know that Bree is going back and forth with her old mods, right?
Yep.
And one
Mhm.
particular mod in particular is Nikki, right? And I heard something that was just the weirdest shit I ever heard the other day in regard to Babe and her car crash. Y'all heard that?
Go ahead.
Okay, so Jay, anybody else hear that?
Well, did she have a new car crash? I remember she was in that red blood of Jesus car that I had a crash.
Not the
Okay,
blood of
so
Jesus.
I think it was that car crash a couple of
Okay.
years ago. And okay, evidently, Bree must have called Nikki a doxer or something like that. And so Nikki is trying to defend her actions of what she did that involved Babe. And evidently, Viber heard it. Yep, there you go. Evidently, Nikki used to work. Well, I don't know if she used to or still do. But at the time Babe was in a crash, Nikki worked at an insurance company. And this is her story. She, knowing her and Fi stay in the same city, she didn't want to be assigned the claim. And so she looked up Fi's information to see if she possibly had a claim at their company. And so she found out Fi actually has a claim at their company. And that, because remember, some people were saying Fi, she really didn't get in a wreck, or, people was just assuming this was a play or something. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And so she said she did that just because she didn't want to be. She was thinking of doxing, like she didn't want to be doxed. She said that her reason for everything she did was because she didn't want to be doxed. Like, let's say Fi called in, filed a claim, she's talking to Nikki, and I guess maybe Fi would have recognized Nikki's voice or something. It would have been like, oh, y'all, Nikki works here. That's what her excuse was. That's how she tried to, get out of why she did what she did. And then she also didn't want to feel like she was doxing Fi by knowing Fi's information or whatever. But anyway, once she found out that Fi had an insurance claim with their company and that she in fact had a wreck, she told Bree. She said, yeah, the wreck happened. It was true. She really got in a wreck. So I'm taking it like this shit happened. You work for an insurance company. You just trying to be nosy. What you're not supposed to do, you're not just supposed to look up people's information in your computer system, because that's grounds for termination at most jobs. And then you find out that she has even if you were that's like if you're a doctor and you hear somebody sick, you might not know what hospital they went to, but you're going to look up in your hospital if they might be there, so you can see their information, right? And then you tell somebody, oh, yeah, they really sick. They here at the hospital.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
So do y'all see where I'm going with this?
But at the same time, she only told Breeze. She didn't bring it to the streets.
But you ain't supposed to tell nobody nothing.
That is very true. Hey, Sassy.
You're not supposed to tell nobody nothing. You're not even supposed to look up like the excuse she gave. And I'm not trying to come down on her, but that shit, you're not supposed to do that shit for the people who might be in positions like that in hospitals, insurance, or whatnot. You're not supposed to just look up, I'm going to look up Jay Wilson and see if his carrier is with, if we're you're not supposed to do that shit. And most jobs, they know every fucking keystroke you make. And like with our job, if you're looking up somebody's information and that person isn't on your account, or you know what I'm saying? Like if they're not somebody you're working with or something you're working on and you're just looking up random shit on people, that's grounds for termination at most jobs. So I just want y'all take on that, because now Bree's calling her a doxer, and Nikki said I wasn't doxing. I was just looking out for me and Fi.
Well, did she give Bree all of the information?
I don't know what all she gave Bree. Like, why would you call Bree anyway? Like, why would you call anybody and say, "Oh, I looked it up. I found her information. Yeah, she was in a wreck." Hey, is this you, Miss Creole?
Yeah, it's me. Hello, everybody. Curio lover. Did I get it right?
No, but it's okay. You're saying it like
hey, Charlie.
Good morning. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're not.
Can you repeat that, the hood? Can you repeat that, please?
I'm telling you.
I was like, wait a minute. It kept breaking up. Can you repeat that? Who was this now? I know I get the fact part.
Nikki the Eye Patch Baloo, or Bilal, however you say her name.
Uh-huh.
Her and Bree is into it, and Bree and Tony Montana, little pressure. They going back and forth, right?
Okay.
And Nikki said that Bree mentioned that she was a doxer, and Nikki was like, "No, you're a doxer and you're a liar." And whoop, whoop, whoop. So they've been going back and forth the last few days. And so Nikki explained why Bree called her a doxer on her show the other day. She said Bree's calling her a doxer because when Fi Babe got in that car crash a couple of years ago, Nikki, being that she lives in the same city as Fi, was like, this is her reasoning. I'm going to look up Fi, type in her name, and see if anything comes up in our computer system, because I don't want to be assigned to the claim, because that could be a conflict of interest.
That's, that's untouchable.
Exactly. So once she finds out that she does have a claim, she just don't leave it there. She goes and tells Bree. So if you're really just, conflict of interest, let me tell y'all something. I didn't work in corporate jobs all my life. I used to do real estate. I used to be in real estate. And if I was just to look up somebody's property on our computer system just to see, like, let's say somebody on Facebook say they own 5, 10 houses, and you be like, this bitch don't own, just being nosy. I'm just using a scenario. And so you look up in the computer system at work to see if they still got if they got houses in their names. That's grounds for termination. You cannot do that at any job. You just can't look up random people for any reason if they're not on your case, if they're not your client, if you're not doing research for them. You know what I'm saying? If they're not assigned to you. And that's what she did. Now, there has been situations with, hold on one second, let me just say this. There has been situations where I worked at a particular job and I received something. I'm like, oh shit, I know them. I immediately tell my supervisor, I don't want to work on that. I know them personally. You know how it is. If you see somebody or you hang with them all the time and now you know all their personal business, you got to look at them like, I know all this bitch's shit. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, yeah, I would just be like, okay, but that didn't fall in her lap. She went looking for it and then went back and told Bree. And she calls it not doxing. She was just looking out for herself to make sure she didn't get doxed or fined.
Okay, so let me give a little comment on this if I can, and then I'm going to drop down. I guess I'm just a different breed. Knowing if you got a house, if you don't got a house, if you got tickets, I don't care nothing about all that. I just, your business is your business. I got, life is life. And I don't understand the doxing thing. That's one. Two, who don't know that Fi Babe's name is Shalina Simmons? So if it was a thing to where you want to make sure that you don't, have her information or whatever. All you got to do is wait until they assign you the case. If they assign you the case and you see Shalina Simmons, you can tell them it's a conflict of interest. Okay. So that's a bunch of bull. We ain't going. Okay. There was a lot of people that hated that girl because of the influence that she had, some good, some bad. Okay. But she had an influence nevertheless. And so everything was, if you was on the, I guess, op side or whatever, I don't know, because I like who I like. But if you was on the op side, everybody wanted to be the one who can get information on her and all this stuff. That's weird. That is weird. The fact that somebody can still lose their job, okay, if it's found out who you really are, you can still lose your job, or she can still kind of take you to court because you had no business in her stuff. That's weird. And the reason why I'm saying this, I hear a lot of people say a lot of things. Let me give this and then I'll be quiet. When I was working for the military department, I had to get a clearance of DOD, that's Department of Defense, okay? Once you get a clearance of Department of Defense and you work for the military, your name stays in the system. Anytime somebody takes your name and do whatever, the Department of Defense flag them, okay? They flag them, and they happen to put a tag on the name, even if it's a username, even if it's a fake name, whatever the case may be. Your number to your computer is you. Okay, there's a digital number for all these people that think I can just dox somebody and they're not gonna find out who I am. That's a lie. Okay, let me help you out. The Department of Defense not only run random computer searches, and when your name or your number of your computer keeps popping up, they flag you without you knowing it. Okay, you get into a system. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Y'all keep doing this messed up stuff. Keep on trying to do just so you can get some YouTube fame. Keep on. Y'all gonna see some of these people get locked up and from stuff. I was just playing. I was just trying to see. No, you're getting ready to go to jail, and it's becoming a federal offense because one is over the internet. It's wide web. Mark what I'm telling y'all. That's weird. So all of a sudden now you're trying to give an excuse why you did it. That's weird. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just of a different breed. Call me what you like. I don't know. But that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I want to say a few things, about 3 things. Number one, I remember when that wreck happened, and it was obvious it was an actual wreck.
Thank you.
It was obvious that she wrecked that car, whether it was her fault or someone else's fault. She actually was on live.
And I think that's why she really, I'm sorry, Curl, I will say this real quick. I think that's why she looked it up to see if she was at fault or not. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but go ahead.
I don't know. And you almost forgot what I was going to say. That that was a fact. Number 2, oh girl, you made me forget what I was going to say.
Damn, you said this was a wreck. It was obvious that it was a wreck.
And let me see. And 2, okay, by admitting that, now it's only been a couple years ago? How long? About 2 years ago?
Yep.
The statute of limitations hasn't run out. If 5 hears that, she could take that to court because you admitted it on tape that
Thank you.
No matter what the reason was, you did it. So I hope she doesn't end up getting sued. And I can't remember the other one, but it's weird to me too, Libra, Creole. I just don't understand it. And if someone would call me like that, and and say that, I'd be like, I don't even want to know. But you never know what people are going to say to you when they call you on the phone. You don't know what they're calling you for. So she may have just blurted it out before Bree could even tell her, no, I don't want to know. Then, boy, you made me forget what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, boo. Anyway, go ahead. Maybe I'll think of it again. But it just, I don't want to know if people are really married. I don't want to know what city you live in. I don't want to know what your job is.
Right.
I'm just not interested in all that. I just want to take you as you are here on YouTube, whatever your YouTube persona is, and that's that on that. I just don't care.
And that's how I feel too. Like I know sometimes we get a little messy on here, and y'all know I have reported on shit that deals with YouTube. All the people that went to court, is many of us that we be on here giving our commentary, things like that. But it's usually something that dealt with YouTube. Y'all up here suing each other, y'all making these allegations for harassment, different things like that. But to just go out and try to find out where somebody works, or try to find out who their insurance company is, or try to find out who they, I don't know, who they bank with, or anything like that, I think that's pretty messy. And I don't see it as being, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to come at you, girl, but you should have never, I would have let Bree just be like, oh, she's a doctor too. Because Bree didn't really get into what really happened, I don't think. She just came out here and said, she's over there calling me a doctor. I didn't dox. This is what really happened. I would have never came out here and said and admitted to that.
No.
Never.
Yeah, I would just be like, I'm not a doctor, or yeah, I might have done that in the past, but I don't do it now. But I remember what I was going to say. Um, I'm not going to say what I did at this particular job. But, well, yeah, no, I'm not going to say it. But anyway, the job I had used skip tracers in another department.
Yep.
And it was a lot of young kids, you know what I mean? Because skip tracing is like an entry level job. And so, I mean, you can be there for years and make good money, but for the most part, they hired young adults. And with young adults comes inexperience and fascination with the entertainment world. Not all, but for a lot. And they were getting fired left and right. They were trying to look up Beyonce, see where she lived, looking up this, because you can sometimes see how much people make or what bank cards they have, because anyway, they would be looking up all these celebrities and they'd be getting fired left and right. So you can't do that. You really can't. And you would just be amazed. You go look for someone because you needed some information, and they'd like, oh, they don't work here anymore. And you'd be like, why? Well, they were trying to look up LeBron James's information, and they flagged that kind of stuff. You could not look up any celebrities. They had that on lock there because they could get sued. So that's all I want to add.
And you're absolutely right. And kind of me, we're talking about Nikki with the eye patch. Telling lies, like how Ness wrote a letter to the court stating it was stalking her when we were cool.
Oh, she's talking about that Jay Wilson with his.
Oh, okay. I'm like, huh? But Jay, Charlie, y'all want to add anything? You don't have to, but just.
I mean, in some ways, yes, she should have never said that she did it. I would never admit. But and if she did admit, like Corio said, like, yeah, I did some salacious stuff in the past. That was my friend. We were talking back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do that now. So whatever. Or I would have never went live at all. I just let the story. Because here's the thing about these storylines, right? If you don't say anything, they die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes being quiet is in your best interest for yourself. Now, we all can't say we ain't, some of us, not all of us, but some of us have passed things along in the old way. Like, oh, girl, did you see this? Or, oh, girl, did you see that? Or, something like that. But to admit that you used your job to do that, but,
maybe she's safe because she doesn't work there anymore, Charlie. You know what I mean? But you're still not safe.
And also, there's a lot of people on here that have done that. Not gonna name any names because chat, I ain't getting in it. I'm like Bennett, but there's a lot of people on here that have been stated to do that in the past, use their jobs. But that is the stupidest thing you can do, is lose a really good job over something so simple and dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
and I
could
believe a lot
possibly
of
get
people on here lose their
charges.
jobs. Yep.
Hmm.
And for a simple fact, I know I have a good grasp of Creole Libra's uh, personality on YouTube, and she seems upfront and forthright. But she's also Babe Nation. So you think about all the other Babe Nation people, out here. One of them could go back and tell Fi. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the first thing I thought of.
I'm not saying you Creole Libra. I just wanted to
I
say,
know what you're saying, baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so, like we said earlier, you never know who's in the bushes. They don't have to drop down and make themselves known. And I would bet my bottom dollar somebody has told her by now.
And you know what? Here's the thing. This is what I don't like about social media. Let me just say social media. It's the fact that people don't realize that some of us are grown and we have our own opinion in the way that we do things. Like you ladies up here, we have our own way of doing things. I can be, and I've never said anything different. Yes, Shalina now, but when she was 5, baby, she was my vlog mother. That's where I came from.
Right.
I
Yeah.
started out on YouTube with Auntie Fee. And I've told the story many times how I found Fat Babies because I was up around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning drinking coffee, and she was too. And I was like, here's another person. Just because I support somebody doesn't mean I go along with everything that they do. Because I don't follow anybody blindly. I don't care who you are. If you're not Jesus the Christ, I don't follow anybody blindly. I have my own opinion about whatever. And I think a lot of people they don't have a life off of here. So this is their life. So when they come on here, everything is just, I don't live like it because I have a life out for here. So when I come on here, it's just entertainment. I do what I want to do, So, and I've tried myself lately to really yoke up with like-minded people. That's why I love coming over here with you guys. That's why I be in Miss Olivia booth in her class sometimes because she makes me laugh. So that's what I do. But a lot of people, this life is mixed up in real life. So they have court cases and everything. My life don't mix up with this life. This is YouTube. When I cut this off, baby, my life starts. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to comment about that because I think it's weird for anybody to be in anybody's life. It ain't just got to be Fat Babe or Shalina. It's weird for anybody to be in anybody's life. It's just like, get a life. So that way you won't have to feel like you need to be in everybody else's business.
Right. And I must say, we love when you come over here too, child. I love coming to your channel. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, her channel isn't all about the mess and stuff like that. It's more like inspirational, but you will have a good time there. And I just love the accent again.
Girl, and Miss Creole Libra parties. Okay. I love going. I'm like, good Lord.
I told you.
Always partying. And I love watching it. Sometimes I don't always comment, but
that's
I'm thinking of you. I really do.
Thank you. Can I say one more thing and I drop?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I want to say my boo Charlie made me a banner or a video or something of my challenge that's coming up on August the 2nd, because I don't know how to do all this. I appreciate her. She did do that for me. So if you all want to be a part of the Baked Potato Challenge, just let me know up under a video or something. It's August the 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 prizes, 75, 50, and 30. And so, let's have some fun. And thank you, y'all. Okay.
I was just playing around with Canva and I was like, oh, look, let me just play around a little bit.
Thank you, boo. Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. Thank you. Have a good day, babes.
You're going to be down in the chat.
Yeah. And what's up, friend member? And I saw another member in here, Lori, aka Lolo.
Hey, Lolo.
Shout out to the members. And what's up, Catherine Powell? Jay said he had to take a call. Sassy had to take a meet. And y'all better not go nowhere else.
Let me talk about Sassy real quick. And I know she'll hear it probably. And if she comes back in, I'll say it again. Since she's been over there with YouTube cameras, have you noticed she doesn't hit this panel?
Well, I'm going on mute.
I said, I said it. She just treats us like stepchildren now. You
I
step
didn't even realize that they were actually going at the same time because I thought YouTube cameras usually come on real early and be done
She's
by the
her
time.
co-host.
No, no,
yeah.
no. No, I'm
Oh,
sorry. What I'm saying is, I thought YouTube cameras normally come on real early and be done by time Ronnie Q starts, but I guess they're
Uh,
kind of overlapping each
yeah.
other. And
YouTube camera
then, because
comes
I
on.
usually try to come on after Ronnie Q is done, then I'm seeing uh YouTube cameras are like, and I ain't the one to be like, oh, people going live on time. That's not my mentor right there. I go live when I go live. And sometimes the way my life is set up and the shit I have to do throughout the day only allows me to go live when I go live. So I just get in where I can fit in. And if I miss somebody or if I'm on top of them, I watch their shit afterwards. So, and I would hope most people would just be like that,
Wait a
but some
minute.
people do be
Did you
making it
see?
like they got a problem, when people go on top of them. I have never been like that. If you go on top of me and snatch some of my views, hopefully my viewers will come back after the fact. You know what I'm saying? And watch
Yeah.
my shit.
She
But
usually
yeah.
on early morning, like she's late night. She's another late night, and then it'll, if the live is long, it'll wrap into the morning. But did you see the back chat?
Hold on. I'm trying to make sure this is iBabe. You said yeah. Hold
The
on.
nerve, the absolute nerve of somebody putting that in the back chat. Can you believe that?
What are you talking
Are
about?
you in the back chat?
Yeah.
It says, I have iBabe blocked. No need to tell me anything she says. Really?
What's wrong with that?
Because they want us to quit talking about iBabe because they have her blocked and they don't want us to talk about her.
I think you thinking about Phi,
No, in the back chat.
but that
It's
was Creole.
no, it says cocky 929.
no, that's
That's
Creole.
Coco. That's
Poco.
Creole. You know,
Oh.
you just read her back channel. You thought it
Oh,
was a troll.
I was reading. I'm sorry, Creole. I
You thought
didn't
it was
know.
a troll. It's okay. You thought it
But
was a
she wouldn't have
troll.
known, nobody would have known who I was talking about by that other name. Y'all the ones that
Yeah,
told
because it
me.
said cock. That's why you thought it said cock instead
No,
of
Yeah,
but
she said.
y'all the ones who told who it actually was. I didn't mention the other
because
name.
well, she would have known and she would have felt some type of way. That's why
Yeah,
I
but
had to say you think that's somebody else.
no, no, nobody would have known who it actually was until you guys said it. But go ahead.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
Creole.
Child. Anyway, let me see if this is iBabe.
Child.
It
Hey,
is.
good morning.
It's me. I'm not trolling. I'm not like,
Hey,
I'm not with the rah rah rah. I just wanted to,
That's a
just click the
pretty
link.
pic.
You
that
need
is
to
a
fix your
pretty
junk.
thing.
Like I tried to be seen and I was trying to like, give memberships and, be seen or whatever. And your junk ain't even working.
I don't know why it's not working. That is really weird.
What's not working?
She
Corio,
was trying to
listen,
donate and
read
give memberships. Maybe you think I
Corio
don't
needs
have it set up,
Is
or
that not babe?
listen,
Yes, I.
Corio needs to be reading the back chat. We
No,
be needing to know what is going on in the back chat because we feel deprived when you guys
No,
are on the
no,
stream
no.
and y'all don't tell
I,
us.
I came up here to say, call your lover. You cannot. Can you ban the back chat view? Call your lover. You over here telling the goddamn business in the
look,
back
let
chat.
me
Now
tell
I'm gonna
you
tell you right
something.
now.
I
I
let
was
me tell.
always not liking the
No,
back chat, but you
no.
can't be up
I
here and telling
said
what
a
people typing in
different.
the back
Let me
chat.
tell you something of you. I said a
Oh
whole.
Lord and
Different,
Lord.
let
Go ahead,
Stop
tell
I
cock
me.
said a
blocking the views
whole
of
different
you.
thing,
Stop cock
You
and
blocking the
I
views of
said
you.
nobody would have
y'all
known.
all is messy
Oh
this
my
morning.
God!
Y'all
Can
all
I
messy.
talk? Can I talk? I said a whole different name. Charlie and Hood Table said who it actually was. Nobody would have known except for the person whose name it was.
But if we didn't stop you, you would have you was on a
You don't
roll.
know
Like
what I was.
You read
I
the back
wasn't.
chat.
I wasn't even looking up that high. It would have never dawned on me.
okay.
Hi,
That's
babe.
why
I
we was trying to
follow
dawn it.
you.
That's why we was
I
trying
feel
to
like
dawn it.
YouTube should block the back
That
chat.
goddamn photo right there is one of my faves. I remember when the person made it for you years ago. I love it, love it, love it. But the thing is, when you get on the panel, the back chat is not even really supposed to be messy. It's supposed to help you, the channel holder, get control of their channel, and then aim certain content or comments and stuff like that. It's supposed to be for the channel holder to read so people can let the people know what's going on. It's
Yeah,
like
but the channel holder should have a level of decorum not to speak it out loud because
right,
we're in the chat
But
and we're
I
feeling
did
different.
not
and
say
the
her
moderator.
name.
You are right, Ibe. So you can't just get on here and just read the back chat. Like then you just put your
I
shit out
did
here.
not say
I'm
her
not saying, first
name.
of all, Miss Coria Love, I'm not coming at you. Okay. I'm just saying in general, there are rules of decorum of this whole social media thing and the rules of debate that which we all have just surpassed and we're not even
Y'all
looking at it.
piling on me. I feel piled up
I'm just
on
And
saying I'm not saying it
Charlie
about
the
you.
Hood. You
I've been
and
saying
I.
this on my channel for years. First of
do
all,
not
I've been
pile up
talking
on
about the
Choreo Lover.
rules of debate
Listen,
for years.
listen, abuse of Choreo Lover, everybody has me blocked. So you could have said any name because everybody has me blocked. You know
Well,
why?
I'm gonna
Because
block
they
you.
don't want to hear, they don't
You
like
ain't
to hear the
blocking
truth.
me.
They don't like to hear the truth. And see,
I'm
me, myself,
But
and Irene, we always
getting
they
heard the
have a
truth.
whole
ready to go
right.
They
to
don't
They
like
have
that.
a whole
bed.
rules of debate. The
I'm
black
blocking the hood
rules.
table and Charlie too.
Well, okay.
Don't you block
Well,
me.
you ain't blocked
It
right
was
now,
my
but
fault. I admit it. I'll take responsibility. Read my little white tail down and okay, leave Corey alone.
no, it's not even that. It's everybody does that, but she just got highlighted because she just reading it verbatim. I guess she substituted a name, but the purpose of the back chat and anything like if you're in a court or something like that, you're supposed to be like, I don't really know. I just took some law classes and shit. But it's supposed to be for the channel holder and then the people that are moderators so that they can communicate so that they can make the situation of what's going on smooth and then they can help it up. Okay, that's case number 947. Okay, what is it? I don't know, child. I ain't really been in this situation, but you can't sit here and look at the back chat and talk about the back chat because the people that are really comment people, they're gonna be like, well, why they got the back chat? Because we want to know. We're curious, bitch. I'll be sitting in people's chats, be like, what the fuck is they talking about?
Exactly, yeah. Which is why you guys should just like not say it, put it on the loudspeaker.
Right.
That way we don't feel like deprived of, tea, for
We
example.
want the tea. The fuck I gotta pay to see what the fuck that bitch typed in the goddamn back chat. I got 20. Okay. I don't want to be giving up my goddamn money just to see what the fuck. And then it'll be normally be nothing that we really care about. But y'all need to stop that. Not saying y'all. No, it ain't your. Okay, she said. Okay, I ain't gonna read what's in the back chat.
I was about to see if one of y'all would read it out loud. I just threw that in there.
Wait a minute. Look. Hood table. Let me go on back here.
No.
I'm
It
not gonna speak
is.
on it because I'm not
Messing
gonna mess around and put my
You're
camera on
messing
and
the
no camera
flow.
shit.
Wait a minute. I looked and I didn't even say anything. Are y'all
Well,
all
you're
happy? Y'all
not
piling
Yeah,
on me?
we passed the
I
test
feel
It's
today.
supposed to help it. Like if you work in a college or university, the back chat is for the audio visual person to help the person that's on the stage to get the show along, to keep it moving. And if you
Yeah,
just sit on
but
the panel and you're reading what's in there, you're fucking the goddamn show up when y'all do
no,
that.
but
I'm not saying you, Miss Coria.
don't you
Oh,
guys be
you
piling on Choreo Lover. She was the speaker for the people.
I know
Of
it
course,
was
quite
an
naturally, I know
accident.
people have
Right,
me
so
blocked.
don't come
They don't
at
need to
her.
put it,
Right.
they don't need
It
to
was
put it in the
an
back
and
chat if
accident.
they have
she
me
knows
blocked.
that
I
she knows
don't
she's
care.
my
You have me
girl.
blocked because
I
you're weak
would
sauce and you can't stand the truth. That's why you
Oh
block
Lord.
me. All you like Pizarro, for example, she a whole troll out here and she got me blocked. Like, aren't you a troll? Aren't you a spaceship? Like, how are you a whole troll out here and don't even show your face and you blocking people and then you have a hissy fit when the next man blocks you? Like, I'm confused. I don't understand. You know what I'm
It's
talking
like
about? So
y'all
it's
are
just very, very odd, very, very like hypocritical, for example.
And so this whole back chat thing is letting me know that you all, I would never hire most of y'all bitches as under me as being a manager. None of y'all, because I'll be sending y'all a little text while we're in a big meeting, a multi-million-dollar meeting and stuff, and then y'all be reading the goddamn text out there. You just can't do that. So the back chat is supposed to be exclusive. It's
Girl,
you don't even mention it. You're just supposed to, and
you can't
you see who
explain.
the next guest is.
Corio's like, we get it, View. We got it.
We
Well,
get it.
you still gotta say it because for the soap motherfuckers in the back. Okay, it's not even just your life, it's everybody. Y'all just be everybody be like, I want to get on the panel so I can read the back chat because y'all do the back chat. We know people that's on here that do that shit and then post everything,
Well,
copy and
that's what
paste
Keeping
it.
It Real is saying. Keeping It Real says saying read the back chat seems like a trick to get nosy folks to come
Right.
up. And Jay Dunn always falls for it. And that is true. But
Oh,
sometimes
okay, you name
be
your
like,
name.
oh my
I'm
God, y'all,
dropping.
did y'all see the back chat? They be like really excited.
Right.
Then people will purposely hit the link to try
Yep.
to see what's in the back chat. Yep.
Meanwhile,
But I
I'm afraid
heard
to
that
click
when you
over there because I'm
come up,
afraid I'm a press on the camera and have a camera slip. So I'm like, oh, I want to see, but I'm afraid that once I push the button,
but I
that
heard
I'm
that
gonna mess around and turn my camera off.
once you come up, you can't see what's been typed before you, right? That's what I heard. Like if I type something now and somebody would come up, they wouldn't be able to see what I typed because they weren't up here first.
And see, that's a good question. Why don't none of you content creators like do like an educational type tutorial on the back chat so we'll know how to like navigate around the back chat
Child.
instead of going live to beg all the time? Okay, y'all go live to beg. I feel like y'all can go live.
I didn't beg this year yet. Can I beg?
Do it now, girl.
Okay.
Do
Can
it.
y'all
Do it. Do
please
it.
hit the
Everybody else
Cash
is doing
App?
it.
$ the hood table 402. Please hit the Cash App. I'm mama trying to get some new shoes.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then anyway, I forgot why I was really coming up here, but the back chat kind of threw me off. So I'm gonna go now. Bye.
All right, bye.
That is such a pretty picture.
I know. But I just want to say one thing. Even though we was covering the story with Bree and Nikki and the crash, I am not at all implying that Bree had anything to do with her looking it up and bringing that information back to her. I'm just doing commentary on what we heard. Whether, some of y'all, I know y'all were saying in the chat, different things. I'm sure people in the area of this sector probably feels like it could have been a little bit more than that. I'm just giving commentary on what I heard. And it's just like also advice at the same time. Don't do that. Don't do, if y'all value y'all jobs, I mean, don't. Even if you get a little nosy and be like, just don't. And I know there's people talking about, well, people be doxing, people that use their banks, people that use like, old girl, what's that Sean's friend? What's her name?
Oh, the one that's not here anymore.
The one who helped him get a car, or
what's her name?
James had said that Sean.
Didn't she? She's like riding around the country.
She's riding around the country in a van somewhere. I don't know what's going on.
Living the van life now.
What's her name, Charlie? What is her name, y'all? Her and Deanna always going back and forth.
Oh shoot.
Anyway, they were saying that she was using her job to look up people information as Dee Ramsey. Thank you. That she was using her job because she works at a financial institution to look up people's information as well. And I remember James had said she ain't gonna have my social security number and my shit to help me look for no damn car. But yeah,
because you do have to give the social, and once someone gets your social, they can really mess up your life if they want to.
Yeah. So I just was doing commentary on what we heard, what I read, because it all started with a community wall post. I guess old girl Nikki, the iPad, she had made a community wall post regarding TMO. I don't know if y'all saw it, but let me read it real quick.
Girl, you get on me all the time for not reading community walls.
See, but at least you read the chat, honey.
Oh yeah, I read
the chat. Corey will be in the chat. She be telling me some stuff. I'm like, oh, that happened. What they say?
It goes chat.
This what the post said. Nikki posted this 2 days ago. It said, I can't stand a lying bitch. I'm a whole different sector. I'm in a whole different sector, minding my motherfucking business. Ain't no one attacked TMO at all ever. Little Pressure had an issue with TMO and is fuck TMO for me and has been, but I never said shit to her about it. This is the fucking internet. Y'all bitches need to touch grass and sit on a dick. Something. It's just embarrassing at this point calling the freshman crew. We have all moved on. I suggest you do the same. Big fuck you. And one thing that Tony Montana did say in Nikki's on Nikki's panel yesterday was said this is like what she say, Bria So 2022. Because I guess they all fell out, or she took because how it started was Brie saying she took they sticks and Nikki and them saying they left or gave up their wrenches or something. I guess that's how it might have started. And then Nikki and Little Pressure, Little Pressure made some community wall posts too, talking about Brie, and it was just on and popping. And then the other day, I guess Nikki said Brie mentioned something about doxing, and that's why Nikki came on here to explain what she actually did. Which again, I would have took that to my grave, child.
Yeah. I think when she said we're not a part of the sector or whatever you said, they've moved on to like the black sector,
the other sectors, and their moderators over there. And Tony was
with
saying,
Billy Lee,
and Tony was saying, why are you even worried about what we're doing with our wrenches in another sector? Or I don't know everything that's going on. I just wanted to talk about what she admitted to, and I'm like, girl, y'all just don't know how much trouble y'all could get in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure your supervisor or boss or a court wouldn't be like, oh, so you just didn't want to dox Fi, or you didn't want Fi to dox you? That's why you looked up her information and then you told it to somebody else that she really had a wreck? Like, child, that's messy, child.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. Any last minute words from either one of y'all or in the chat?
I wanted to talk about the Vegas vacation, because I watched Nest last night, and for about an hour or so. And in the beginning, Nest said that the sponsor, she upped Shakim's spending money to $1,000 from $500.
Yep.
And Ness said that the sponsor got them security / bodyguards, and that cost $6,900.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that what else? Oh, and that the sponsor told her that in 2025 she's going to sponsor the same people, or at least Ness and Lemon, or at least Ness, but I don't think she wants Ness to go alone. But she's going to sponsor them in 2025 to go to Japan.
Right. I saw that for their yearly trip. So I guess they're going to maybe possibly do like a yearly trip. I'm still trying to figure out like this sponsor.
Well,
I wonder how the sponsor found them. Like, it got to be somebody in the sector.
Of course, yeah.
But who? Like, who?
Well,
$6,900 to go to Japan. They're paying for all these people to go to Vegas and increasing Shakim's money.
Well, somebody said that it was Skillet.
That's what I heard too.
But then this morning in Ronnie Q's live, they said it was Shireen.
And I heard that too.
Mm-hmm.
But shit, I didn't even heard that it was what's that guy name that was with Code every morning? The MBK. I even heard it was him too a while back. So I don't know.
I don't either.
That's a lot of money to be throwing around just to sponsor people to go to Vegas. Like, what are they getting out of it?
They said, they had to sign contracts. I'm not sure if they were I don't know if they were NDAs, but they did have to sign contracts. So,
But I
But
mean, what are the sponsors getting out of it?
I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows because I guess they can't really talk about it. But if they have, I don't know.
I
But
wonder if they really are trying to do a show like Sean did, a show.
maybe
Because I don't see any other reason. Like, why pay for somebody to go on a trip? Like, what are you going to get out of paying for somebody to go on a trip?
some. I'm not saying one way or the other, but some people, they do things because they just want to. She's obvious. She's said to be a millionaires. So, you know, I don't know. Hood Table is. I don't know, but I'm sure that when they get there, everything's going to be okay. Because I'm sure, because Ness is smart enough to. She's smart, period, and I'm sure that if they got the information, they called ahead to check and see if the reservations were real with the hotel, at least the hotel, so you don't get there and you're standing in the street with luggage. So I don't know. It's just the strangest thing. But what do you think, Charlie? Uh-oh, she's gone.
No, child, I was here. I was just muted because my man came in talking to me and
Uh,
stuff.
Hey, Cruiser.
Like here's my thing about it. Um, they're having the Vegas trip and whatnot, and because of all the drama that's surrounded, maybe I'm gonna say this, maybe if they hadn't made it such a, which I love hearing about it, don't get me wrong, but maybe if they hadn't made it such a big deal, maybe a lot of this stuff wouldn't have went down. Kind of thing. Like if they'd kept it under wraps, kind of like when Sean Bradley he was going on that cruise, right? And then he just popped up and it was just like a huge surprise. That might have been really cool actually for them to do, but I mean ultimately it's their vacation, they're doing this. I mean, if you're gonna put it all over streets, you totally should do content, and they may be doing the show. I mean, they have a sponsor who's willing to pay all this money, and they had to sign contracts, if I'm not mistaken.
And
So,
it's Lolo left. What is it? Lolo, Intrinsic, Envy, Pills, Shakim, Lemon, and Ness.
is that all? Because
I think.
of the main core group, I believe, but like, they have others coming too. So,
they have that. Yeah, they make a distinction between the core group and then the outliers. There is like you said, Charlie, there's that core group, but I'm not even sure anymore for me who's besides Lemon, Lolo, and Ness. I don't even know anymore who's, because I think Brooke was supposed to be in the core group, but I don't even know if she's going any longer. I don't even know that. Do you guys know? Is she still going on the trip?
I don't know because Brooke is MIA right now, so I don't know.
last she said she wasn't, but then she might. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Ness already got everybody's confirmations, so therefore her ticket's already booked. And if she didn't get insurance on those said things, like you have to get insurance, right, in order to get your money back.
It's
Uh,
it,
yeah, it's like a thing where you can get your money back, and you only have so many days before, if you keep the insurance. If you just bought them, you only have so many days to like cancel or change dates or anything before they'll just, you ain't getting your money back. Let me just say it that way. That's the way most are. There is a way that you can pay for, like, though, if you do have to change or cancel. You have so many days, I forget exactly how long it is, when you'll get either partial or most of your money back. And it is months in advance right now, so she may be able to do that. But if you're already confirmed, you already have your hotel booked, you already spent all this money, I'm not gonna sit there and do it, not go if I don't spend all that money. That's a lot of money to be spending.
well, I think the sponsor. I'm not sure, but maybe the sponsor paid for Brooke. I don't know. I don't know about Brooke. She might have paid her own way. I don't know, but I just wonder if she, when they, but see, I hope they don't. I hope Ness doesn't put the footage on members only, but that is a way to make money. You know what I mean? But I would like to see them having fun and see where they go. And
I want to see that party bus, child.
you never been on a party bus?
No, child, I've seen them, but I ain't never been on. We don't have that stuff down here. Like,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah. They're nice. They're nice.
They're nice. You can bar hop and get as tipsy as you want to.
Yes.
Get dropped off. Some people get dropped off at their home, or they have a designated driver, and the bus takes them back to a certain location so the designated driver can drop everybody off at home. But you guys, I have to go. I got to get out of here. I might come back later tonight so we can continue because there's still topics that I didn't get a chance.
Oh,
to
there
discuss.
is? Oh, shoot. Okay.
But I will holler at y'all later.
Okay.
All right, you have a good day, girl.
I love you guys.
Lolo said Brooke paid for herself, so just saying.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up, Lolo.
Okay. Now, Charlie, I'm gonna as soon as this is over, I'm gonna get in contact with you.
Okay.
And you know how
you
do that.
Yeah, girl. I go ahead and give permission. You know what I'm saying without saying.
Okay, man.
Okay. Thank you.
Love you. Love you. Bye, girl.
I love you too. And everybody, please make sure you like and share the video on your way out if you didn't do it already on your way in. And hit the Cash App if you feel moved by the spirit.
The spirit, child. Bye, girl.
If you feel like donating to the commentary, yes. Tell them, Charlie, if you feel moved by the spirit.
If you feel moved by the spirit, I'm going to beg for the hood table because she don't beg nobody. And I'm going to do it for her. The Cash App is $ the hood table 402. Child, if you feel like, dropping a little blessing into her heart for right now, child, please do so.
Thank you. Love you guys as well. Y'all have a great Thirsty Thursday. Y'all don't drink too much today. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. Bye.